everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Dragon's Greed Gaming. We are here for session number 2 of our Alien role-playing game, Chariot of the Gods. I am joined once again by Brian, Matt, and Will, and my very good friend Tyler. So, if you haven't listened to the previous episode, I suggest you do that to find out exactly what's going on, because we're just going to jump right in here as the group continues searching the derelict ship, the USCSS Cronus. So, I've already done a recap for you fellas, so we'll just start right where we are. Davis, you are locked in the Sci Lab right now. You have secured the one urn, you've gotten the Mother emergency key, and you've searched the little debris pile in the corner. As you've done this and, you're getting bored kind of looking around, seeing what else you can do or what else you can find, you hear some noise from a ventilation shaft within the room.
A noise from the ventilation shaft.
Yes.
Okay, I have that pulse rifle, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I believe you do.
So I've got that on. I've got that on the ready. Got that on my hip, so to speak.
Okay.
And slowly go over to investigate again. I presume I've got to kind of tiptoe around some stuff to get towards it.
Yes, you don't have to make checks anymore though, because you used your stunt, so that you can walk through here without any extra.
Right, so I'm gonna tiptoe around and try and come up closer to the vent, but again, with my pulse rifle.
Okay, so you get up to it and you listen, and it definitely sounds like there's something moving around in the vents. And as you're kind of sitting there waiting, all of a sudden you see a shape scuttle by, heading down deeper into the ship.
I am aware, by the way, of what's been going on just through radio contact, correct?
I'm assuming so, yes.
Yeah. So obviously I'm alerting the team, like, I see something, I think it might be one of those things you guys are talking about. It's in the ventilation shaft, and it is moving.
Looks like it's heading to one of the lower decks. You were on deck B.
It looks like it's going down to lower deck, maybe C. It's moving pretty fast. Can't really tell what it is, but just a heads up, team. They're in the ducts. Whatever this thing is, whatever those things are that you guys are talking about are in the ducts. Can I remove the duct? Can I fit in it? Probably not. With my spacesuit on and everything.
With your suit on, yeah, you could, because the vent shafts are also meant to be like maintenance shafts to get around to different parts of the ship.
Oh.
There's actually some parts, I believe, on deck C for like the I think it's the coolant chamber that can actually only be accessed through some of these ventilation shafts. So you could definitely fit in them if you wanted to. You'd have to take the like the grill cover off.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try and jig that grill cover a little bit and see what happens.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a strength or a heavy machinery.
I'm gonna do a heavy machinery up here. Roll 3d6. Nothing. Absolutely.
Okay. So you start trying to pull on this thing, and it's bolted shut. You can't quite get it off.
Just making noise, yeah. All right. Yeah, guys. I was gonna try and follow down the shaft, but I got nothing here. I don't know. I think whatever it is, though, they're definitely using this to move around. So just keep your eyes on the shafts or on the ventilation system, guys.
All right, that's good to know. Yeah, so you said it was going down to C?
Well, I don't even know. It was on B. I've lost my map. Hold on. I'm in B. Yeah, I see where I am. Yeah, so it must be going down to C. It's going lower decks. Looks like it anyway.
Hey, Rye, that's right above you.
I've locked the door, making sure nothing doesn't get in here.
Say no, it's in the air. It's in the ventilation. Just back.
All right. Well, now that we've reclaimed the one working auto dock pod, I think I'm just gonna say this to Wilson and Cam in the room thing. I think we should go get Davis, get her in the pod, and get her cleaned up, and then probably just try and get the fuck out of here.
GTO.
Cam just kind of nods.
Yeah, let's get him out of there.
It's like, all right, Davis, we're coming, and then I'm going to head back towards Scilab 2 from the med lab.
Okay.
Oh, and like that stuff I found, I'm
affirmative.
assuming I have like backpack space in this suit I could put it in.
What are you taking?
You said there were 3 sealed vials in an urn.
I believe there's 4. Let me double check. There's 3 or 4. There's 3. The 4th one is cracked and it's empty.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take the intact ones and close them off in the urn.
Okay.
And start moving towards Scilab 2.
So you're taking the whole urn, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Wilson, I assume you go with?
Yes.
All right, you guys can go ahead and take Cam. Meanwhile, down in the relay, what are you doing, Rye? You've heard about this thing crawling around in the vents, and you have cleaned the relay room, but you've been unsuccessful in trying to repair the reactor.
What would it take for me to attempt to repair it again?
You need to go about it in a different way than what you've already attempted. So whether that's finding a different tool or a different method. I believe last time you tried to use the bolt gun.
Yeah.
And then I believe you also tried to use a welding torch was the other attempt, I think.
Okay. So there aren't any other tools in this room, are there, by chance?
Yeah, there's a couple things here and there. You might be able to try to jury rig something else. It'll be a little bit more difficult though, because you've kind of exhausted the main heavy tools that you would use for this. So at this point, you're going to try to get creative, but it'll be at a penalty.
Okay.
So you can attempt another heavy machinery roll, but it'll be at -2.
Okay. Hey, there we go. I got a success that time.
Okay. So you get the reactor, or you start working on the reactor to repair it, and it seems like you're finally making some good progress. So while you are up to that, you also hear scuttling in the vents in the next room. As you enter the reactor room itself, you hear back from the relay room. You can hear something scuttling around in the vents.
Well, if I'm reading the map correctly, I don't see any vents that connect to the reactor relay control room.
No, there are not. But
I'm going to make sure that the door entering here is sealed.
Okay.
And
Alright.
locked down. And I'll also do the same. Once I lock down that door, I'll then re-enter the reactor room. I'm also trying to lock down this door. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I need to get out of this room for the radiation. So it'll just be this door right here. I will keep here.
Okay, one thing before, well, you finished this point, but you have repeatedly entered this room in an attempt to fix it and repair it, so you have had exposure to radiation at this point. And so, okay, you've only, the radiation here is very minor, so you've only, basically every time you're exposed to radiation, you gain radiation points. And I believe there's a spot for it on your character sheet. It says either rad or radiation. Yeah, it's on the left-hand side underneath your health.
Yep.
So you've gained one, so just check one of those off. You will have to roll, so you roll 1 dice per rad that you have. And in this case, it's per shift. So it's, it's the long one. It's every 4 to 6 hours. And if you roll a 6, you take a point of damage.
Okay.
And after you leave the irradiated area, you will heal the rad after 1 shift. So you only have to take 1 roll. However,
Should I do that now?
no, after you leave, you'll do that. I'll tell you when to roll. However, once you leave, when you roll to see if it's healed, or when you're about to heal, you have to roll a stress dice, and if you roll a 1, you're not healed, and it becomes permanent. And permanent radiation can never be healed, so you just
Okay.
consistently would take those rolls. I'll tell you when to roll for that. So, okay, so you make sure the door is locked, and you hear the scuttling, and then it stops. But obviously, there's no vent here, so you don't have to worry about that. Meanwhile, you guys get back to the Sci Lab, and there's Davis waiting.
All right. I'm just gonna unlock the door, and then we're gonna back up to this intersection here, right by the living area.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Davis walk from Sci Lab 2 to the Med Lab. I'm gonna say, Davis, you're gonna put yourself in that pod and close it. And once you got it closed, you click us on the radio.
Remember, the door is here to the Sci Lab.
Yeah. All right. So
It's not this hallway. It's this hallway.
All right. Yeah. So we'll still back up to there,
Okay.
and let Davis know to go into the Med Lab, get in the pod, and like click us on the radio when you've done that, and then I'll come in and hit the antiseptic protocol on the pod.
Okay. Okay. So.
And bring the thing with you, the sealed one.
All right. So, Davis, they open the door and they give you the instructions on what to do. As you step out into the hallway, all of you, the power to the ship has come back on at this point. It kind of mysteriously turned back on earlier, and Rye's been trying to figure out how to get it, to the engines. So things are starting to get back to normal. Life support is on at this point, but you've chosen to remain in your suits because of the fungus that you found in the Sci Lab. At this point, though, as you step out of the Sci Lab, Davis, all of you hear over the intercoms of the ship, you hear the familiar electronic digital voice of the ship's mother speak. And she says, "Warning, cryo chambers deactivated." And that message repeats 2 or 3 times.
Cryo chambers is in cryo sleep chambers, like the ones we were just in 4 hours ago.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Where are they located on the map? They are in
Deck A.
Deck A.
And did we see anybody in those?
You never went there.
Past there.
Yeah, we went down the
Because we went straight down when we came in.
All right.
Well, we should. Well, we were still gonna go to the deck, back to the command station, right? Was that not our next destination after we got Davis out of there and cleaned up?
Yeah, we were gonna go up. Well, actually, now that. So, do we know, Rye? Do we know that you've locked yourself in the reactor room?
Yeah, I told you I locked the door in this room in order to prevent things from getting into me after you warned me of the scuttering.
Wilson, do you want to take Cam down to where Rye is, the 2 of you, and just so the 3 of you are together?
Are you saying this over radio?
Yeah, I'm asking Wilson next to me here.
I mean, we can take him down, but aren't we all supposed? Like, wasn't the plan for all of us to go to the command deck after this?
Yeah. So just collect Rye and bring him back up here while I'm disinfecting Davis.
Sure, Rye. You feel like you're close?
I'm gonna say I heard noises not in the hallway outside my room. I'm currently safe in my room right now. If you come down here, you're putting yourself at risk. I'm currently okay.
Just real quick, our understanding of the cryo are deactivated. Does that mean if there's someone in there that they will die, or that they're
Deactivated as in it's been turned off so that if there are any crew in cryo, they should start coming out of cryo.
and start waking up? Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's not too much of a threat, because as we all know, they're going to be fucking useless the first 20, 30 minutes out of that thing. So if these people are hostile, I mean, it sucks to be them.
Well,
My concern is getting all of us together in the one part of the ship.
you say that, but this creature that attacked me immediately woke up and sprung at me before I even had a chance to react.
Yeah, it was taking a nap on the ground.
I'm not so sure.
Wasn't crawling out of a cryopod, was it?
I don't know how long it had been there. I just know it was crumpled up and what appeared to have been some sort of a nest without oxygen, without
you said
food.
nest,
I don't know how long it had been there.
All right, well, we're gonna need. We'll just get Davis disinfected, and then should get Rye to either come up or us go on without Rye.
I will say that if you do come to my location, you're putting yourself at risk. Whereas right now, I'm safe. So I would recommend not coming down to me for the time being.
All right, well, we'll just go ahead and get Davis disinfected and head up to the cryo deck.
All right.
Come and get me.
Okay, so Davis, do you go to the med lab to try to decontaminate?
Well, I'm stuck. I'm wedged in. I can't get out of where I am right now.
They unlocked the door for you.
Oh.
We unlocked this door here.
They told you to go to the med lab so they can try to disinfect
Sorry.
you or decontaminate you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right.
And
so
can you lock the door behind you, Davis?
Absolutely. I've got the yeah. I pick up the goods.
Okay. So you have the key and the urn that you take with, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So you head over to the med lab.
Med lab.
And
So we're gonna cautiously head over to and keep our eyes on the vents in case we hear the scuttling coming back.
Okay. So when you get in the med lab, Davis, you see the remains of some creature just completely blasted and annihilated inside one of the med pods. And the med pods are they're in this back room right here.
Okay.
So you have to go through the
see.
med lab and then head south. The med lab itself, you see everything else that I described earlier. There's a lot of cabinets and things. No one's really gone through a whole lot yet. But you see the two med pods in back, and the med pod is gonna be difficult to fit in if you are in the suit. And none of you have ever used a med pod to disinfect someone as far as like disinfecting their gear. So you're not sure how this is going to work, because keep in mind these things are meant more for like a medical treatment.
Yeah.
If you were to try to decontaminate, you would usually that's through the like the airlock chambers. They have like a decontamination before you come in or onto or off the ship.
Yeah, guys, I don't know if this is gonna work. I mean, I don't even think I would have to get out of my suit to even get in this thing. That's I mean, it's something I'm willing to do, but I don't think it's gonna help our cause here.
Can you take your tank off and take a deep breath?
I could do, but I mean, it's not on me. It's on my suit.
The tank's not on you?
Oh, I mean, yeah, the tank is, but like the stuff we're trying to disinfect isn't on. So I don't know where that blow.
Well, as far as I think it's better than nothing right now.
Yeah.
Also, just keep in mind, the one med pod looks broken, looks damaged, and the other one that the thing was in It looks like that one might still work, but it is filthy and covered in blood and gore.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not the most sanitary of med pods.
Yeah, I don't think this is an option for us here. I think this is going to do more harm than good. I can either get in the filthy one to try and disinfect myself, or I can get in one that doesn't look like it's going to work. So I think that's a better bet that I head over to the airlock or something like that, try and do a decontamination spritz there, because there's nothing happening here that's worthwhile.
Now there is now that power. Sorry, I didn't mean to ping that. Now that power is on the ship, keep in mind on deck C, the junction here that you used to get to and from the decks, that has an elevator that lowers to the bottom of the ship if you were on ground, so you can get off the ship onto the ground. There is a decontamination chamber there, much like on the Nostromo, that
When
you
you
can try
say
to use.
onto the ground.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that if you were parked on the ground, you can
Oh.
use the elevator. Like, imagine it's the junction, then the next
Gotcha.
room is the decontamination chamber,
Yeah, but
and the next room is the elevator.
Yeah, gotcha.
I agree. I think that's probably safer.
Where do you see it?
It's here on deck C.
Hold on, I gotta zoom out to get there.
It goes down through deck D to the outside of the ship?
Yeah.
Through here?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't ask why. That's just how it's explained.
Okay.
So, or don't ask how, I should say.
I think we should just head that way then, because it's towards Rye anyways.
All right. Sounds like a plan to me, Captain.
Roger
So
that.
you all go down that way then, the four of you.
I'm gonna. I don't want to be like right around them, because I'm gonna.
Well, I was gonna say let Cam go with Davis, and then Wilson and I'll head towards Cryo.
Okay. All right.
Does that sound like a?
Affirmative.
And Cam has the incinerator unit, or the torch.
Welding torch.
Welding torch, yeah. So you both are.
Or actually, he gave the welding torch to Rye to try to fix the reactor, so he currently does not have any weapon.
Traded. But
He just
Give
he has
I got the pulse rifle. I'm golden.
did you give him your pistol, Rye?
No, I still have the pistol on me.
Oh, get a load of you, huh?
So what do we have in between us if we separated?
So if Cam goes with Davis, they have a pulse rifle, and then Miller, you stay with me. We have a shotgun and an incinerator unit.
and a pistol. Didn't you give your? Don't you have your pistol too?
I gave it to Ryan.
Oh, that's the one Rye has. My bad.
Well, as long as we have something in between us.
Okay.
All right, that's a plan. Let's break.
Roger that.
All right. So, the two of you, Cam and Davis. Davis, if you'll take Cam with you into the junction, please. And then Rye and Miller. Miller and Wilson. You make your way to junction B1 on this deck and head your way up to the.
Can we just use this elevator? Now that the
Oh,
power's
that's
back on?
correct. Yes, my apologies. So, yes, you are able to use that elevator, and it opens up, and it seems to work properly. You can take that up to the next deck.
Nice. I'll take the med kit from the med lab too, in case any of the people coming out of cryo need it.
You know that standard procedure, you would bring them to the med lab just to do all sorts of vital checks and stuff. There's going to be equipment in there that's not going to necessarily be in the med kit that you'll want to have access to. Even with the the damaged med pod, I mean, you haven't checked to see if it actually works and if it is damaged, if it could be repaired. The other one, if it was cleaned a little bit, would definitely seems to work a lot better. So you still have options in that case, but you can take the
You need me to grab anything?
you can take the med kit with either way.
Well, yeah. To be honest, I'm just taking the med kit so that, like, when we walk into the cryo room and they all look at us, like, that's the first thing they see, and not a shotgun and an incinerator unit.
We're here to help, we promise.
We're here to shoot the tired out of your faces.
Okay, so you two take the elevator up, and then Cam and Davis, you will take the junction down. And
And we're here.
yes, so Cam and Davis, if you will move to deck C, and let's see.
On the way.
We'll start with Miller and Wilson. You get up to the cryo deck. You're in that hallway, which leads to kind of the middle of the ship, and then you see the 3 cryo bays. Again, the Cronus was initially, it were explained, has a crew of 30, so each cryo chamber has 10 cryopods, and they are lined up along the outside of the room, the perimeter of the room. So unlike the Nostromo, where they were all around the center pillar, they're around the outside instead. And when the two of you get up there, you see that 2 of the cryo chambers are completely empty. You see that they've opened up. The cryo tubes have all opened, but there's no one inside. However, when you investigate the 3rd one, you do see some movement, and you see, I believe it is 4 individuals. You see 5 individuals that appear to have been in cryosleep, and they are emerging. And they look disoriented, groggy, obviously a little confused at what is going on. And yeah, you see 1, 2, you see 3 males and 2 females, and they all appear in a state of grogginess as they are awoken. And they see you. The 2 of you walk in, obviously in your suits, and they seem very confused and a little shook up. They react very slowly as they're still kind of coming out of it. But there's a general look of confusion and even a little bit of panic amongst them, as obviously they do not recognize you or, your suits.
Hello, folks.
Yeah.
My name is Mr. Wilson. I'm here with Waylon Yutani. We've been sent here to pick you guys up. We got a distress signal from your ship here. Ship's been reactivated. No need for alarm here. We'll have us underway and back on course back to wherever the hell we were going. I'm sorry, I forgot. We were going back to Earth or a colony?
Sutter's World is where you were.
Sutter, that's right. We'll be on our way back to Sutter's World. I do believe some time has passed, though, since you guys were last locked in your cryo sleep.
Yeah, they all kind of take a second to kind of realize what you're saying, and eventually, one of them, he kind of looks around at the others a little nervously, a little skittishly, and then he introduces himself, and he obviously he doesn't know what you mean when you say Sutter's World, but obviously he recognizes Waylon Yutani, and he says, I can't believe someone got our distress call, and eventually he says, I'm Johns. I guess I'm the one left in charge here, and he looks a little nervous when he says that, a little sheepish.
Sure.
And,
He's John?
yeah, Johns. So,
Johns,
yeah.
maybe you can help us. We've been trying to figure out what happened to your ship exactly. It would help us get it back in working order so we could bring it back with us here.
Okay, I'm going to show you guys a picture so you guys can see what each of these guys looks like. There we go.
Well,
Okay,
Chris,
that
you
is-
said there were more girls.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I
this is
guess
the
that
one that's
one's a
speaking to you
girl, eh?
first. So this is Johns that is speaking to you. And like I'm sorry, what did you ask her? What did you say to him after he introduced himself?
I just I said that basically, was asking what happened exactly, so we can better assess, how to bring the Cronus back. Well, what's wrong with the ship, what happened, without giving on too much what we actually know.
Sure. Okay. He seems a little hesitant to say anything. At first, he doesn't really say anything. It looks like he almost looks around. It looks like he's looking almost for like approval or an okay from the rest of the crew here as he looks back at them before he says anything. And he's like, and part of it too looks like he might even be struggling to remember, maybe because he just literally just woke up. He says, "Well, we were on a scientific expedition, and things went south, and he kind of rubs his head a little bit and like kind of tries to like rub his eyes, kind of grabbing like the bridge of his nose between his thumb and his forefinger, and you can see the others, some of them try to interject a little bit, but they're just so out of it right now. You think you should probably give them a little time and maybe just check up on them.
Right.
They don't seem hostile. They don't like seem super distrustful of you at this moment. If they do, they certainly aren't in no shape to show it. So you think maybe just need to give them a little bit of time before you just start bombarding them with questions.
Right. Well, sorry, folks. Why don't I give you guys a minute to collect yourselves and take a moment?
And
And
I'll show you guys the other crew here. You see this woman as well.
She looks stern.
Oh yeah, she does look like a total bitch. Even in her grogginess,
You can tell she is a batch.
You can, absolutely. You see this gentleman here.
He looks smart and reliable, but maybe a bit arrogant.
Then there's this woman. She looks the youngest of the group. She definitely looks like she's in her 20s. The other two look like they're probably in their 30s or 40s. Maybe the one guy with the glasses, he looks like he might even be in his 50s. He definitely looks the oldest. The other two look they're probably in their 30s or 40s.
She's got a kind of like a high and tight haircut. Is she a Marine?
She definitely has the look of one. I mean, obviously they're all in like your regular cryo sleep clothes. They don't have any uniforms on to denote who might be who, but that is definitely what you get from her appearance as far as her haircut goes. And then there's one more male who's got a kind of a trucker mustache, but he looks a bit nerdy and bookkeepish to you.
I'm gonna set down the urn I have and ask the room, all 5 of them, and say, is this thing a threat to my crew?
You put down what?
Urn.
I think Davis has it.
Davis has Davis's one. I have the one from the med lab.
So, despite the grogginess, when they see the urn, you can see all of them are visibly shaken by that. John's takes like a step back as he realizes what you have, as does this guy here. The picture doesn't really show very much, but this guy does look like he has a bit of Asian descent in him. The female, the Marine, she does not balk as much as the other two do. They look nervous. She looks nervous, but she doesn't look scared like the other two do, or worried. And the blonde female, she has a look of almost like disdain or disgust on her face. So they all visibly react in one way or another. And it's actually the blonde who's first to speak, and she says, "What do you think you're doing with those?"
So John said he was in charge, so I'm just gonna kind of ignore that and keep looking at him and just say, look, I've got 2 directives. 3. One is get this ship back, another is save its crew, and another is get these samples back to the company. Is it possible to do all 3?
So you can tell she bristles at that, and John's kind of looks a little sheepish, and the female says more to John's than to you. She says, "That's our cargo." She's like, "That's everything that we've worked for." She's like, "And they can't just take it, company directive or not. We're awake. We're in good hands. It's our responsibility." She's like, "Do something." And John's looks like he wants no part of this conversation, and looks like he does not want to make any sort of decision. And he eventually looks back at you and he says, "Yeah, we picked some of those up from our dig, and yeah, we had some problems, I guess. Yeah." And he kind of just mutters off, and he's kind of scratching the back of his head, looking at the floor. And it's not like he's not giving you the impression that he's trying to hide something. He looks almost embarrassed, or like he does not like being in the spotlight here. And the older gentleman with the glasses and the full beard, you see him grabbing his head, and he looks like visibly in pain, definitely nauseous, and he looks the worst out of everybody as this is going on. And you see the Asian guy goes over to him, and despite also being a little out of it, is kind of trying to check on him. He's like, "Cooper, are you okay, man?" And he's just like, "Oh, my head. Oh, this is the worst migraine ever." Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of chaos. The only one who seems to be keeping her composure is the Marine, who is trying to recuperate as best she can. But like I said, they definitely look like they need a little help to reorient themselves.
Can you flip us back to the map?
Yes.
I'm going to say inside my helmet, just over my personal radio, so only Wilson picks it up.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, I don't think these 5 are clear to leave this room yet. What do you think?
I'm gonna say I wonder if the older guy is sick with what happened to that other guy that was in the pod.
Yeah, it's a good point. We could.
But I think you're clearly in control of the situation. Maybe we will get more out of them if we get them in a better setting. Maybe let's get some food in them and let them relax a little bit.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we get them into the examination room here next to us.
I think that's a good idea.
All right, I'll stow the urn again and tell them, let's get you all in the examination room and let's get your friend here checked out.
They all kind of nod, and the Asian guy, again, they're still all kind of groggy and out of it, but he seems to have enough sense to, he's helping the older guy who he said his name was Cooper. He said, "Cooper, are you okay?" And he kind of helps him up a bit and leads him that way. And he nods to you guys and he thanks you. He says, I'm Flynn. I'm the medic of the ship. I appreciate your guys' help." And he's like, "All right, Cooper, let's get you checked out here."
It's nice to meet you, Flynn. I know that if our roles were reversed, that I'm sure the Cronus would come to the aid of the Montero, and I'll hand Flynn the medkit.
Well, he's kind of got his hands full, but he nods and kind of motions if you can follow him into the exam room. And obviously he seems a little more concerned about Cooper than himself right now, but he definitely needs a little bit of help. So, okay, the examination room.
I'll ask Flynn, is it safe for us to breathe inside here? Because we're still in our suits.
He says, yeah. As long as the the life support's on, which clearly it is, yeah, there shouldn't be any issues.
Well, what about these specimens?
Well, you really should ask Johns about that, but they should probably go back where you found them. That'd probably be best for everybody.
All right. Well, I'll take that as a no then.
And he kind of just at that point brings Cooper into the other room. The examination room is a bit of a mess. It looks like it was obviously used, and a lot of stuff has been moved around and knocked over. There are 2 more personal med kits in here, and Flynn goes about trying to check up on everybody, and obviously reacquaint himself as well. What do the 2 of you do as they're kind of doing this?
I'm gonna introduce myself to the others just to kind of find out what everyone's role is. So I'll start with the bitch lady, and I'll kind of introduce myself again. Ask her name.
Okay. At first, when you come over to introduce yourself, she still has kind of that snottish look on her face. But eventually, she says, Lori Clayton. She says, company liaison.
Well, Lori, we're just 2 peas in a pod now, aren't we?
She says, it appears so, and she can obviously identify you've got somewhere on your person a Weyland-Yutani identification, and you feel that when she sees that might be the only reason she doesn't keep her total bitch face on when she talks to you. So you definitely feel like there might be a little bit of connection there. It's no doubt that when she says company liaison, she's Weyland-Yutani, since this is a Weyland-Yutani ship. So,
Sure.
yeah, she acknowledges that in her own way, I should say.
Gotcha. Great. Well, I'll just, I'll also introduce myself to the other young lady and find out her name and what she does.
Okay. She introduces herself as Valerie Reed, and she says head security officer for the Cronus, and she gives you a salute. Even though you're not military, but
It's all right. I will do my salute back. Not in a mocking gesture or anything, but in a...
No. Yeah, she doesn't seem to take it that way. She just, out of everyone, she seems the most serious, and for security officer, you think that's probably a good thing.
Sure.
Well,
I'll work on seeing is there anything else I can keep busy in the room, or see if I can help Cooper with any of the small things he needs.
Well, you can, Flynn is obviously going to do checks on everybody, so you can assist him and basically give him some bonuses as he goes through the crew and his checklist for everything.
All right.
And yeah, so you can assist him while this is all going on.
Sure.
I'll take the other 3 to the EVA suit storage rooms. There's one here and there's one here, right?
I believe so.
I would feel better if everybody was suited up, considering that black cloud of shit that I saw Davis kick up in the air.
Okay. Well, once they're done with the examination, you can do that. So everybody's kind of in here right now. It's going to take a little while, probably at least 20-30 minutes for them to get reoriented. So let me go refill my water if you guys want to discuss amongst yourselves your next moves. All right. What'll it be?
Have Davis and Cam reached Rye yet?
I'm going to get to them next.
Cool. Yeah, I'm still waiting
Davis,
for these people to finish
are you here?
investigations.
Davis.
I'm here.
All right. Davis, you and Cam make your way down the junction ladder and head into the hallway, and you get to the door by into the reactor relay control. So you're standing outside the door, and so you're right here in this hallway.
Okay.
And the door is locked, and it doesn't open when you try to get in. At this point, by the time they get down there, Rye, you are finished with the repairs. So what do you do at that point once you finish the repairs?
Well, I want to get out of this room that has the radiation leak in it,
Okay, so
or the
you're in
lingering radiation.
You're in the reactor control room then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there still skittering going on out there?
No, you don't hear anything, but you do see Cam at the door. Looks like he tried to open the door to get in. He's like, "Hey, we're down here."
What do you guys see out there? I got this door closed for security.
It's clear.
All clear.
Okay.
You're not even gonna ask them for a doppelganger password?
A doppelganger password? No. I'll say I got the reactor working. I fixed the leak. Looks like it's back and operational again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Davis, can you please give me either an observation or a manipulation roll, your choice.
Observation or manipulation?
Or survival, I guess. Any of those three.
Oh, I'll do an observation.
Okay.
2 successes. Oh, I got to roll a stress as well.
2 successes, you say?
Yep, all good.
Okay. So you notice that Cam, it's very subtle, but you realize that Cam is sort of, it seems like he's intentionally standing in front of the door, so you can't really see into it. Like, the door has like a little window. I mean, it's a pretty big bulkhead door because of the, it's to one of the more important rooms on the ship.
Mhm.
But there's like a little viewport, and he has positioned himself, whether intentionally or not, so that you can't actually see into the room. And you notice he's kind of glanced over at you once or twice, and it seems weird. He doesn't seem to be acting his normal self.
I'm gonna say to Davis, that thing that attacked me kind of hit me a little hard. I'm gonna need a few minutes here to patch myself up, see if I can kind of recover some of my strength. Between that creature and the radiation in the reactor, I need a few minutes here.
A few minutes to do what?
To get my strength back. I had my stomach ripped out by a creature, and radiation got all over me. What do you think's wrong with me?
I mean, can I help you?
I'm actually trained in medical. I don't want to risk you any radiation as well. I think it's best for the time being that if you just give me a few minutes to recover my strength, patch myself up, and I'll recoup you guys a little bit later.
Wait, you just want us to sit in the hallway here and sing songs while you take a nap?
No, of course not. Regroup with the rest of the team, and I'll be joining you guys shortly. Once I can get myself back on my feet.
Cam, what's going on here?
What do you mean? What's going on? I mean, she got hurt a little bit.
Did she get guts ripped out?
No, I mean that wouldn't. He kind of gives into herself like that would be ridiculous. I mean, she would be dead if that happened. And at that point, as you're like about to reply, like, what's going on here? You all hear a crash, and the ventilation shaft behind Cam comes. The cover comes flying off the wall, and we're gonna draw some initiative.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
I got that pulse right. I'm gonna use that thing.
Jeez.
Dex C sucks.
Okay, the three of you can all give me observation rolls if you would like.
One success.
1 success.
None of you are fast enough to react or get any sort of drop. So let's see. Davis, your initiative 2.
2. Here I go.
Rye, you're initiative 4. Cam is initiative 3. And our visitor is initiative 1 and 5. So, the grate bursts open, and a alien-looking creature pounces at Cam. And I have an image here for you. So let me find
This is what happens when you lie. See what happens when you lie?
Cam. I hope you
Cam
learned something,
dies.
Cam.
Cam dies.
You did this
Trying to ask
to
what's
us.
going on.
You did this to us.
I've done nothing wrong to Cam. I have saved him already.
He helped you too.
It's true.
He came to your
Plant
rescue.
lies in people's heads. Aliens plant babies in your belly.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You see this thing
Oh,
pop out of the wall.
Oh no!
It is not covered in blood like this image is, but
Not
it
yet,
has,
Chris.
it has its skin is kind of a milky white color,
Ew.
and its limbs are much more long and spindly than the classic xenomorph from Alien, and it doesn't have the black carapace, it doesn't have the stacks coming out of its back, and its tail does not look to be the long serrated one. I think I have another one here. Oh yeah, here we go. Is this it? Yeah. This is probably a bit more accurate.
oh,
Oh.
those things are wild. So it's got that pale, like almost translucent skin.
Yes, and it does not have any eyes, and when it's not hissing or growling, you can't really even see its mouth. It just kind of makes a perfect seal. But you can see its limbs are a little bit elongated, and it's not elongated in the way of the other two things that you saw. This thing definitely does not appear human in the way the other ones did, and it's scuttling around really like on all fours as it bursts out of this vent, and it attacks Cam, and let's see what it does. Deadly grab. Neomorph jumps at its victim, grabbing it and attempting to drag it away. Okay, well, unfortunately Cam is unaware of this, so he cannot try to block or anything like that.
Can you bring our screen back to the ship?
Yes. Alright. So it attacks, and it bursts out, scares the living daylights out of all of you. You all gain a point of stress. This is a new creature that you've never seen before. And it literally tackles Cam to the ground. It does do some damage. You can definitely see some blood. And it then begins to drag him towards the vent. And it moves, as they usually do, lightning fast. So it uses its first action to attack, and then its second action, it's grabbed on with the attack. It drags him back towards the vent, and you guys have basically one chance to try to do something. Otherwise, it's probably going to drag it in there.
So Cam's kind of like prone,
Yeah, Cam gets thrown to the ground, and
and it's kind of on all fours. Do I have a shot potentially?
You could risk hitting Cam if you take a shot. Because this thing since it's down on all fours, it's kind of crouched as well, and it's moving so fast that.
I can't. Can I try and close the distance and take a point blank on it?
Yeah, you could use your move to get right to where the vent is, and take a shot. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that a bash. Try and get like right up, put the muzzle up to the back of its head type of thing, if I could.
Okay, so normally, you can't, or if you try to make an attack when you are engaged, it's -3, because you're considered in combat, so the thing could threaten you.
Oh.
However, if you do that, you will not risk hitting Cam, because you will be trying to hit it at point blank.
Yeah, I'll go for that.
Okay. So it's -3 to your
Minus
-3
3.
dice.
So 6. Oh shoot! Hold on, I'm on the. Oh yeah, I got it. 1 success,
Okay. Let me roll for its armor.
and it makes that awesome sound. I can't even do it. That's such a cool sound that they have.
Okay, you hit. How much damage does that do?
I have no idea what is pulse rifle. I need to get my book. Anyone got the book handy?
Check the cards here. Is it the M41A pulse rifle?
It is indeed.
It does 2 damage. Oh, and it has armor piercing.
Sweet.
I forgot what that does. I think it cuts the armor in half, if I recall.
That's
Yeah.
Right.
It was by
Yeah.
half or by 2?
I think it was by half, because I think that's what the cutting torch had as well. Okay, so you hit it, and you do 2 points of damage to it. It hisses and shrieks, and it drops Cam as it's about to pull him into the vent.
Nice.
So, Davis. I'm sorry, not Davis. Rye. What do you do?
So this door that's kind of between us, is it like a window on it?
There's a little viewport.
Can I put the pistol up to the viewport and shoot out?
The odds of breaking the glass are slim to none.
Oh, so it doesn't open, is what you're
No.
saying? I
No,
can't
no,
open the window.
No.
Gotcha. I'm going to like crawl over to the door and get ready to open it. But
Well, you're at the door.
oh, okay, I'm at the door. Okay.
Yeah. So do you do anything, or you just stand there?
I'll kind of unlock the door, just kind of crack it open a little bit, and take a shot at the pistol.
Okay.
So I'll try that.
Okay.
2 successes, so it's an extra +1 damage. So I think that's 2 damage then, because the pistol's 1 base.
Okay. All right. You hit it as well, and it shrieks again, and it scurries back into the vent before the two of you can do anything else. You know, Cam's knocked on the ground at this point, and doesn't really have a chance to react to do anything else to it. But it backs up into the vent and hisses as you hit it, and you see more blood spew from it, and it takes off in the vents.
Okay. Did the Cam take any damage from that?
He did.
How much was it?
It looked minimal.
Okay. All right. Now basically, I'm gonna then reclose the door.
Okay.
And then how do I do ammo for the pistol? I have to like roll a dice after shooting it.
I believe it's any stress dice that you roll. If they roll a 1, you also are out of ammo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's like any weapon. If you stress while firing it, you like dump the mag.
Gotcha. Okay. Do not have any stress.
Or if you panic while firing it.
Oh yeah, you're an android.
Well, you don't know that.
You have stress-free life.
He probably knows it now.
How?
Because you interrupted your 5 minutes of not looking like an android 10 seconds in.
Well, no, I just cracked
Yeah,
the door
I
open, took a shot, and closed it.
I had my back to you, so I might not have seen it.
Cam looks startled and shaken, and he thanks the two of you. Thanks you especially Davis, since you're right there standing next to him. And he tries to like pull himself off the ground. He seems pretty nervous right now.
Pulse rifle was something else.
And I'll say, this is exactly why I need to I need to recover some of my wounds here, because if something like that attacks me when I'm out there in the hall, I'll be useless.
I think it's
I think you guys should regroup with the others, and I will regroup a little bit later.
There's a strong argument that you already are useless.
Cam does not really add anything to this conversation.
Yeah.
Davis, what do you do?
All right, so Cam's back up. What are we trying to get done here? I mean, if Rye's not even gonna look, Rye, we're here for you.
I know it, and I'm telling you that I'm better off right now fixing myself up in a safe area instead of holding you guys back.
Also, Wilson and Miller, you guys, if nothing else, you probably hear the shock of the fight as it begins and ends just as quickly. The panic shouts, especially of Cam.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna ask Davis for a report over the radio.
Yeah. Something popped out of the vent here, and knocked Cam over, like straight over. And I don't know what that thing was. It had like kind of milky white skin. It looked strange. I gotta say, Rye's being a bit of a douche though. Got herself locked in this cupboard here.
So you're saying Rice is being Rye?
Oh, Rye. Sorry. Did I say Rice?
You said Rye.
Rice.
I'm gonna ask Cam because I know Cam was with me in the med lab. Cam, did it look like the fucking thing from the pod?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Did it look like the thing from the pod?
No, it was different. Definitely different.
Shit. All right, well, nothing's changed. Meet up and get to that fucking airlock.
All right, on we go. Let's go.
All right, I'll meet up you guys a little bit later. Just give me some time to recover, and I'll be grouped shortly.
All right, go fuck yourself.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Davis is pissed.
Right. Did you not help them in the fight?
I did help in the fight.
So
I'll-
you're ambulatory. You can walk.
I cracked open a door, fired a shot, and closed the door.
It's really not time for your drama.
Chris,
I can walk.
hey, I just got a notification from the thing. I just want to make. Oh, never mind.
No, I was just checking. It's good.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was worried about. All right.
Look, right. Do what you got to do, but do it walking.
I don't want to endanger the rest of the team. I want
You're
to make sure.
endangering the team by making people wait for you. Do what you got to do while walking.
So, like I said, I'll say this to Davis. I will catch up with you guys later once I am back on my feet.
All right, I'll say it again. Fuck you. I'm walking.
Okay.
Cam looks at you.
I'll give Cam a
Right.
nod. Be like, it'll be okay. It's fine.
I'll say to Miller, I'm far from me to say, but maybe it's a feminine issue.
Miller, you might take slight offense to that.
In all seriousness, of like someone that like might be a dad or something like that would give his daughter some private time, be like, like just
Yeah.
totally oblivious, like,
But like, are synthetics even capable of being duplicitous if it puts the lives of their crew at jeopardy?
Well, you've
Don't you worry about my character. I worry about my character.
you've heard all sorts of things of synthetics. I mean, everything that you guys have experienced would be the general, like, okay, they're usually like some sort of worker, or they are like just an extra crewman of the ship. Some people just kind of view them as machines that are just really human-like and lifelike. Others, think they might be a little bit more, and definitely like establish bonds and even friendships with them. So as far as how you actually react to a synthetic, it's kind of up to you at this point. The module doesn't specifically say one way or another for the characters. However, the inner workings of a of an android and what they're meant to do, you would probably only have some generalities to really lean on. You could certainly give me a... How about a wits? Just
What are you
straight
trying-
wits check.
What are you trying to do right now?
Well, if you want to make just a straight wits check, you don't have to roll stress for this if you have it. Just to see what other knowledge you may have about androids other than the very basics.
This is for me.
Is it Davis?
Anybody. Kind of looking at Miller in particular since she's asking a lot of questions, but
Nothing.
okay. So yeah, you know the basics. You know they're programmed somehow, they work somehow, and they're usually helpful and a lot more durable and strong than humans. And you've never heard of anything of like one going rogue or hurting a human or anything like that, or how they're programmed.
Being a bit
So,
twitchy.
exactly. Yeah, you don't know anything beyond the basics.
But it is weird that a random crew member has locked himself in a room like a teenager and is refusing to come out.
Well, I mean, Rye is only 23, so she is very much almost still a teenager.
Well,
and
you get slashed in the chest and put into a radiation chamber. Let me know how you feel.
and you do know that Rye, out of everyone, is the most moodiest of the group. She definitely hates her job, and she's always trying to find a way to do less work and get more pay. So there's definitely that. I mean, she's good at her job, but she's just lazy. I mean, she knows how to. She's good techie, but she's just not very well motivated, and seems to have a bit of a chip on her shoulder. Very bitter personality. But that being said, Cam, kind of looks back and forth with the two of you, and then eventually kind of runs to catch up to Davis, and doesn't want to be left out in the hall unarmed, so goes and follows Davis.
Good thinking, Cam.
He nods. You could tell he definitely seems nervous and stressed out and confused, and he just kind of says again, "Thanks for having my back there."
Yeah, no problem. What's
Well,
up,
if
buddy?
if it seems like Davis is on her way to getting sterilized, I'm just gonna continue to press Johns on exactly why these urns are such an issue.
Okay. So, at this point, this is all going on. The
Hey, Chris, just real
Yeah.
quick.
Mhm.
I just see that Craig joined at 9:55.
yeah, I was just testing to make sure it's still in here.
Oh, okay.
Thanks. So the at this point, the crew of the Cronus is starting to get out of their sleep paralysis, so to speak, and they're moving out a little bit more. And they go and they grab some clothes and get dressed, and they all kind of put on outfits that more resemble who they are. Reed definitely has like camo fatigues on. Flynn has like a doctor's, white coat, and then Cooper, however, he Flynn brings him a lab coat, and he still is really complaining about headaches and just looks a lot worse for wear than everyone. And you think it might maybe just be because of his age too. That's something Miller says. He is the oldest member right now, so sometimes that can have an adverse effect for someone coming out of cryo. Clayton just puts on some basic, like a button-down, shirt and just some casual pants. And John's, he's got like a leather, not a leather jacket, but like a flight jacket, and then some like worn jeans. And they all start getting a little more together. And John's, kind of wants to get everybody down in the galley or the cafeteria to eat, and he says, "I'll answer whatever questions you can," and he'll answer questions as you guys walk too. He wants to get everybody down to the mess hall to get something to eat. Although Do you guys say anything as far as this attack that happens? Do you let them know about it in any way?
Yeah, well, I mean, John seems kind of level-headed, right? He's not like the screaming blonde lady or the guy with the migraine.
No, he just seems super like timid and like he does not like being the center of attention.
Well, I'll let him know that when we came onto the ship, there were already corpses and things that have been described as worse than corpses, and I'll describe the one that we encountered in the med pod. But I'll leave out the part where I shot it.
I'm sorry, leave out the part that what?
I'll leave out the part about me shooting it in the face.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys eventually get down to the galley, and it seems he's still trying to find a good way to explain everything. And now you definitely get the feeling that he is trying to omit certain things or not give you too much information as far as like what the Cronus was up to. And eventually you guys are down in the mess hall, and it is a complete disaster. The place has been obviously looted and scavenged through. There's stuff all over the place. Whatever food was down here, for the most part, is just rotted or no longer any good. There's some emergency things that they're able to bust open, some emergency water bottles and things like that. But yeah, it looks like, like a pack of animals, like raccoons just, got into the garbage and just tore everything apart. Most of the food, like I said, is rotten. You can see mold has grown on a lot of it. And there is one strange thing that you do see, though, and just to note, the mold here does not look like the fungus in any way that you saw in the Sci Lab. This is like normal mold from just food being left out and becoming disgusting and rotting out in the open air. What you do see that perks all of your interests is all around the main table in the mess hall where the crew would gather. There's a couple tables since it's meant for a big crew, but on one of the tables you see all these little origami animals, made out of some sort of metallic paper. You realize it's probably tinfoil, and they're like all over the tables.
Do they look like, is there a heavy layer of dust on them? Do they look like they've been put here recently?
No, not recently. They look like they've been sitting there a while too.
I'll say out loud, who's the origami artist?
John's is like, that would be Ava, our android.
Android?
Cut out.
Yeah,
Android.
android.
Would your android have been asleep with you all?
John's is like, no, she didn't go into cryo, and he looks a little, he kind of looks down, almost embarrassed. And then Reed, the Marine, she says, we went down in cryo, and we locked her out to take care of the ship and try to keep it going while we slipped back into cryo. And she says it casually, like it's no big deal.
Do you have any way of contacting your android?
Reed kind of looks at John's, and John says, "We could ask Mother, I suppose." And he goes over to one of the intercoms in the mess hall and asks Mother to locate Ava. And Mother comes back. Location unknown.
These
John's
mother
like,
units are always fucking useless.
Okay. That's a little strange. And he looks a little perplexed at that, as if he was expecting it to find Ava, and he just kind of shrugs, like, oh, I guess that's your answer. At this point, Davis and Cam, you reach the mess hall.
Yes.
You introduce or get introduced to the rest of the Cronus crew as well. A little bit of small talk here and there. And you can tell when you get up there that Miller's trying to get some information out of John's. And at this point, everyone's still in their suits, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then if you would, everyone go ahead and give me an air roll, please.
Uh-oh.
Cam is still good.
Do we do stress for this too, or is it just
No,
straight?
just a D6 for each air unit you have left.
So that's it.
You have the backup unit, though, keep in mind. So.
Yeah, I do.
I am
So 6
okay.
I got.
Okay.
Well, we're all here. The ship has power. I say we move to the bridge, set this thing to enter an orbit of the nearest company outpost, and we'll bring U5 back onto the Montero. And as far as I'm concerned, that's everybody's mission accomplished here.
As you say that, you once again hear Flynn and Cooper, and Cooper seems like he's in a lot of pain as he's like grabbing his head and really just like, oh my god, and he looks really woozy, and doesn't look very well. He looks very pale now that you guys are down here, and you can see Flynn has tried to get him to drink a little bit of water, and he's taken a sip, and that's about it. And
Have you seen these? Have you seen these symptoms before?
Flynn
Flynn.
Flynn says, not like this, not as extreme. I mean, it's not unheard of. And just as he says that, Cooper kind of collapses on the table and starts to writhe and twitch, and looks like he's having a seizure.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of want to assemble a firing squad, but
So I have some flavor text here to read you. So, blood seeps out of Cooper's nose and ears. Bloody eyes roll over white as the scientist convulses and writhes against the wall. As you and your crew rush to hold the man down, you notice the Cronus crew back away instead. Busy trying to help the convulsing man, you don't stop to ask them why. In the depths of a seizure now, Cooper flails about at everything and everyone. With a sickening pop and a bloody splash, his eyeball launches from his face and smacks into Wilson before bouncing across the floor
Wilson.
and rolling under the table. This time, you pause, trying to process exactly what you are seeing. A slender, gore-covered arm pushes its way out of Cooper's empty eye socket, reaches around, and tugs at his distended mouth. As spindly white fingers yank his teeth back, Cooper does not scream. It's clear that he isn't in his own head anymore. Something else is, and it wants out. Flesh tears and tendons snap as the thing inside his splintering skull pulls his face open right at the jawline. Finally, a thick gurgling sound wells up inside Cooper as his head is ripped from his body, his neck gushing as whatever was inside him plops to the floor in a burst of blood. Kill it now, someone yells. The translucent white thing on the floor sloughs off its placenta, struggling to stand on all four wobbly fawn-like legs. Shaking brain matter from its spiky hide, the bloodburster turns its bulbous, eyeless head towards you and crouches. So...
Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna say, I would have shot it forwards into that whole thing, Chris.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Clearly,
that's too bad.
clearly this crew has not seen aliens.
You can't shoot in a cutscene. Sorry.
Yep. Press X to skip. Nah.
Yeah, right.
So here's a better picture of what it looks like after it's emerged.
But,
I
That
love
may or may not be
gif.
Cooper in the background.
are these resource images that you've got, or are they from?
It's from
This-
the Prometheus movies, right?
This is from
Oh.
Covenant.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's from Covenant.
So
Oh my god.
everyone gains a point of stress from
Oh,
witnessing
God.
this horrible,
I can see
horrible
why that
thing.
might be stressful.
Yes. And yes, you don't know it, but it is referred to as a bloodburster. So here we go.
You know what to do, Wilson.
Rip and tear. Well, I don't have a weapon, I don't think anymore. You took.
I got a
The
pulse
one
rifle.
weapon I-
I'm ready
You
to
have an
go.
incinerator
I
unit.
throw the.
You have an incinerator unit still.
Didn't we? Oh. Okay, great. Let it rip.
All right. So our initiative here is as follows. Okay, Davis, initiative 6.
Hmm.
Miller, initiative 3.
Okay.
Cam. I'm sorry, not Cam. Wilson, initiative 7. Cam, initiative 4. And the creature, initiative 1, 2, and 5.
Oh my.
So at initiative 1, this thing lets out a high-pitched hiss, and it is going to attack. It attacks Wilson.
Wilson.
And Wilson, I get throat bite. The
Oh, boy.
bloodburster bites the victim's, or goes for the victim's throat. Okay. Well,
Okay. Okay.
you are aware of this though, so you can attempt to block.
All right.
And here we go. Dice is okay. All right. What you got?
I'm sorry, I forgot what the action block is.
Make
I need
a,
to roll.
melee combat roll.
Got it.
You're using your incinerator to try to, as a way to block.
Okay. I'm just looking to see what. Where's my stat for that? Close. Oh, I don't. Oh man, I have shit in that. All right.
Company guild.
Here I go. Ooh. I got 2 successes.
Okay, so it dives at your throat, it leaps way higher than you think a little thing like this should, and it just like the face hugger in the last module, it's going for the face, and you manage to basically get the incinerator up in time, and it lands on that instead of your throat, and
Oh
it's
my
hissing,
God.
hissing and scratching. However, it has initiative 2 as well, and it is going for you again. This time, terrifying hiss. The bloodburster jumps onto the victim, showing its razor-sharp teeth and hissing. The victim must make an immediate panic test. So, as it jumps at you and you get the incinerator up to block it, it latches on to the incinerator, and now it's just inches from your face, and it lets out this hiss in preparation to perhaps strike you, and that freaks you the fuck out, so please make a panic roll.
Panic roll.
D6 plus your current stress.
Alright, so 2 6. I am good.
What'd you get?
I got a 3, a 5, and a 3.
No, you roll a D6 plus and add your stress.
Oh, I'm
to
sorry.
it.
I thought it was a 1, and I have 2 stress.
Okay, so 3, so you're fine. Keep it together. That leads us to initiative 3.
That's me.
I believe so.
How does the Marine look right now?
Shocked, but like she may have seen this before.
I'm going to make sure my shotgun is in a safe position, like not ready to fire, and I am
Okay.
going to toss it to her and be like, shout a warning. Like, get ready, and I'm going to toss it to her, and then I'm going to try and grab the thing off of Wilson and throw it onto the ground.
Okay, so you're gonna try to grab this thing and like get it off of him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
What? Okay. Despite the shocking display of violence, Reed catches the shotgun, and you hear her thumb the safety off, and you hear her cock it, and she prepares to get ready.
All right, so just like a melee combat roll to get this thing off?
So, technically aren't allowed to try to grapple aliens. However, because it's small, you can either make a grapple, or you can try to hit it with something to knock it off of his incinerator.
All right, I'll swing the med kit that Cooper didn't take off me yet.
Okay. So just a straight up roll then. There won't be any bonuses or negatives for that.
All right, it's either that or I can try to pull rank on this thing and order it off of Wilson.
Down,
You
boy.
get down from there right now, young man.
I mean it.
No
Alright.
successes. So maybe I should push it? Do you want me to push it to save you?
Oh, push it.
Uh,
We haven't seen much pushing.
I only have 2 health, so
We have 2 health. Please help.
I bet I can push.
I am
Uh-oh.
not meant to
Okay.
live any confrontation. Apparently. The guy
All
has
right.
2 health.
Go ahead and roll your panic
no.
test, Captain.
4.
Keeping it together. All right. So you swing and you don't hit this thing, and it just continues to hiss, and you're totally freaked out. Initiative 4, I believe, was Cam. Yes. Unfortunately, Cam does not have a weapon of any sort, so he grabs something off a table and prepares to try to help. But that's all he does right now is he scrambles to find something to use as a weapon. Initiative 5, the creature. All right, Wilson. Will your luck hold out? All right. Getting progressively less worse. Okay. Escape. With a snarl, the bloodthirster flees, moving 2 zones away in a single action into... This thing hisses, apparently a little upset that it was not able to make short work of you, and whether throughout some sort of self-preservation or fear, or perhaps some alien intelligence to come back and murder you later, it just like hisses in your face and leaps like halfway across the room and goes scuttling out the door into the hall, and it is gone before everyone even has a chance to react.
I'm initiative 6. I got a pulse rifle ready to
As
go.
soon as it
It's
jumps
initiative
off.
5. It uses both
No,
of its
I know.
actions to
I know. I'm
move.
so close.
Oh,
I like just
yeah.
get it to my shoulder and it's gone.
Yeah.
As soon as it jumps off, I look at Wilson and I say, "You're welcome."
I'm clearly still like I turned white in the face probably, and the hell was that damn thing?
Well, I will tell you that is the end of Act 1. So, a couple things happen here in cinematic play. Based on how I think you've done for your agendas, you can gain a story point, and you can use your story point to make a reroll on any one roll once per game.
Dang it!
And
I
it
could've
doesn't-
used that, like 10 seconds ago.
It does not count as a push. So let
cool.
me just go through your agendas really quick here. Miller, you get your story point. Next is Wilson. You get your story point.
Yeah.
Davis, you get your story point.
Thank you, sir.
And Rye, you get your story point as well.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you
Story
all.
point.
So, other than that, nothing crazy dramatic happens here. But you all do get more to your agendas for Act 2. So I'm going to reveal these to you as soon as I remember how to do it.
Man, I thought you were gonna be like, all right, guys, this is the bonus round. There's double the amount of aliens now. All right, like, I was like, oh, holy shit.
You know how the lightning round works? Just kill him as you see him. Just buzz him whenever you feel fun.
Okay, how do
Is
I...
there a way to mark the story points on a character sheet?
I
Your list.
don't know.
My
That's-
gear is suit, shotgun plus shells, gone, and story point.
All right. I put it in my tiny items section.
Okay, is everybody cool? Everybody got that down?
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, so the outbreak of violence and the shock of watching Cooper get torn apart by this thing from the inside unnerves everybody. Although the Cronus crew is upset about it as well, you get the feeling that they have all encountered something similar at some point. They don't seem as shaken as you guys do, like it's the first time they've seen it, but just obviously being so up close, and you get the feeling they weren't expecting it. Is the best way to describe how they kind of look and react. And, you know, there's just the hum of the ship and the, the steaming of Cooper's blood as it's, hitting the cold air. The ship has started to warm up a little bit. And pretty soon you won't have to worry about, you don't really have to worry about freezing at this point if you were to take your suits off. So what's there to do? Rye, you're down below. You obviously hear all sorts of shouting and screaming. Are you doing anything while this is all going on?
I'm gonna try to repair myself.
Okay.
I want to try to repair myself to the point where I no longer look like I am synthetic. Just
Okay.
to the point where I can just blend in with everyone else.
Okay. Do you also want to try to actually do a repair roll on yourself to try to fix your critical injury?
Yeah, exactly. So basically, fix my arm and try to fix any open wounds I may have that show, the white goo
Yes.
coming out of me.
Understood. Okay. Well, let's see how you do the actual repair first.
I do a comtech.
Is that it?
Do a comtech. I can repair myself. It says it requires a shift of work. So I don't know how you want to rule that for time.
Well, shift is 5 to 10 hours. So if you try to do these repairs, if you get interrupted during that time, then the repairs don't happen.
Like I'm not trying to do I'm basically trying to do quick repairs just so it looks good. Not necessarily to the point where everything's actually fixed and repaired to full functionality. Just to the
cosmetic.
point where basic cosmetic.
Okay. So you won't be able to then actually stop the injury. Your arm will still be useless. And again, it was your right arm that is damaged. So your right arm is basically just hanging there. And the actual health that you've lost, you can't fix that either, unless you try to do that. However, you can easily spend some time, especially with what's all going on upstairs, to fix yourself. And since it was damage to your arm, that's easy enough to, other than the fact that it's kind of hanging there limp, you don't really have to do anything as far as that. You do maybe put on a clean jacket or something, stuff in whatever guts may have been ripped out, and do some minor repairs to stop some of the leaking. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, you can cover up any damage that you have from that.
Okay, and then follow-up question. Assuming I can make it back to the group and I rejoin everybody, can I go back to being a hidden android?
Not for stat purposes. Let's take a step back. So first of all, I think that your best thing would be to get a different suit, because the suit that you have is damaged after taking such a mauling, and that you can't really fix or clean. with any time that you have right here. So getting a different suit would go a long way, and I think that would be reasonable that people would expect if your suit was damaged in any way. So, are there any suits down here that you can use?
We're up. I gotta move my. We're up. Move my little icon.
Let me just see if there's any down in the room that you're at.
Yeah, we were over in the mess hall.
As luck would have it, yes, there is a suit that you can use. It's obviously one from the Cronus, but you can switch into that, and if you keep it on as if you're still using the air supply, as the rest of them would expect you to, then you can very easily 100% cover your injuries, other than the limp arm hanging there. But
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely do that then.
okay. So you switch into a new suit. Not that it matters to you, but obviously it does have a full air supply of 5.
Well, I will properly hook up the air supply.
Okay. Yeah. So for all intents and purposes, game rules wise, no. If you start as a hidden android for whatever reason, whether it's the scenario or player choice, and then you get revealed as an android, game wise, you can't go back. So now you have to use the rules for androids. So you have your increased stats, you don't suffer stress and panic, and you take damage as an android instead of as a human.
Okay.
So now again, really the only way people can tell is really when they see your blood or mechanical parts. So in the game mechanics, they won't know unless you're out of that suit, or they see you take a critical injury, because the critical injury is what reveals you. So, I think you still had a couple points of health left because you got your stat boost from the health. So
yeah, I have
you
some
can
health
still
remaining.
technically get damaged, and they wouldn't know.
Okay.
So, other than Cam, yeah, nobody knows at this point, for sure.
Okay.
You devious.
Hey, you know nothing. Don't worry about it. You just know I'm being a little bitch, hide my room, alright? So I gotta know.
So, with that in mind, we will jump right back in and take it away.
So we are in the we're in the mess hall, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we're with the other dudes. What are they doing right now?
In general, confusion and shock, and maybe even a little upset that Cooper is dead.
Did that
Disbelief.
Disbelief, yeah.
Right. Unless Miller's gonna continue the investigation, I will pursue, talking to John here about, in my manner about, what exactly happened. Actually, I might talk to, actually, I'll talk to Lori and be like, say, so Lori, John seems to be reluctant to speak upon the matters that happen here, but between us, seeing as we both kind of have the same job here, what exactly are we dealing with?
So, are you saying this kind of to the side, like in more of a private conversation?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as everyone else is kind of trying to get their shit together, she looks at you and she has her arms crossed when she looks over at John's, and you can tell she does not seem to have a very high opinion of him, and she basically says, John's is the second in command, and he's terrible at it. He is great at following, he's not so great at leading. So it doesn't surprise me that he's just kind of falling apart at this rate. But since Captain James is no longer with us, he's next in chain of command.
I see. So what happened to the dear captain?
Well, the same thing that happened to everyone that didn't make it. I shouldn't say the same thing. We had to leave some of the crew behind, and we had to. And you can see she's kind of. You could tell she's thinking. She's considering something, and she says, "Look, you're a company man. I'm a company woman." She's like, "So I think we can help each other out here." And she's like, "Look, this vessel was sent to a far distant planet for a very big scientific find. And as I'm sure you can tell, there are things here that the company very much wants returned. And if we can do that, we'll be set for life and then some." And she's like, "We found those urns at this dig site, this archaeological site that we landed on. And, well, unfortunately, that black goo stuff, and I guess the fungus, infected a bunch of the crew. And, well," and she kind of motions to Cooper's bloody remains. She's like, "That's the end result." And so our science module, which had most of our discoveries on board, turned into a bloodbath. And as we left the planet, the science module was ejected to make sure none of those things got on board. It sounds like, though, unfortunately, some of them did. And she's referring to the one that attacked Cam in the corridor down below. She says, "As far as the other ones you've seen," she's like, "that's what happened to the rest of the crew who got infected. And Cooper and Flynn and some of the other scientists managed to put together a cure before we left. And all of us were inoculated with that cure to make sure that we didn't suffer the same fate as Cooper. Not sure why it still happened to him." And she kind of indicates with how she's referring and talking to it that the bloodburster coming out of him, the cure that she's talking about should have prevented that, and that seems to be why the crew is like so shocked that it happened to him.
Sure.
What is the cure made out of?
There's a private conversation she's having with Miller off to the side, so you can see the two of them talking. While that's going on, what are you and Davis doing?
Well, I'm Miller.
I'm sorry, Miller. Yeah, Miller and Davis. What are you two doing? She's talking to Wilson.
All right, so that dude, his head's off.
I'm going to order Davis and Reed to cover each of the doors. There's only 2 entrances to this thing, right?
Okay.
And I'm just going to test the waters and see if Reed just falls into line when I give her an order. I have given her a shotgun.
What are you just saying? Like, cover the door? I'm ordering you to cover the door. How do you say it?
Just say, Davis, cover that vent, and Reed, go cover that door. Make sure nothing gets in here. Stay frosty.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say like, and that's an order.
Okay. She nods, and she walks over to the south door, and then Davis, you go over to the north door. I'm assuming.
Is that med kit still there?
Yeah.
Miller's probably still holding it since he used it as a weapon. He didn't drop it or anything.
Davis is on the way to the vent. Gonna walk by and scoop that med kit.
It's in my hands.
I'm scooping it.
Can I still scoop it?
God damn it, Davis, I'll allow it.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure Miller knows what you're up to at this point. But like, give it back to me after you take the thing you want.
Chris, before we look suspicious, I'm gonna talk to Lori, and I'm gonna say like, I'm gonna say my Captain Miller is,
Just a
in
test.
this.
You guys can disregard that. I'm sorry. Go on.
Oh, you can hear me? I'm gonna say like, I'll say to Lori, I'll say like, well, I think we are all on the same page that we want to make money from this, and we don't want all our hard work wasted. We want to profit. And my Captain Miller doesn't want to go home empty-handed here. And if your guy John is not up to the task, I think you guys should put your faith in my captain here and let us take charge of the situation and have your guys help us help you, and we'll get the Cronus back over to Sutton and back into Weyland-Yutani territory, and we'll all be sitting pretty, But we have to, figure out the best way to contain these, things, and also not get ourselves further infected.
Okay. So John is actually the first one to speak up when you say that, and you expect him to take a little insult to when you say he's not up to the task, or
No, that's me saying that to Lori.
Oh, just to
not me
Lori.
saying
I'm
that
sorry.
to the group. Yeah,
sorry, not to the group. Okay, my apologies.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, she nods. She's like, yeah. If we're in agreement, I think we can make that work out nicely. She's like, I definitely would not expect anything from John's, and if your captain wants to get this done, then yeah, I think we can make something work.
I see.
All right,
that
great.
My reputation precedes me.
And then I'll get I'll kind of get back to the group, and I'll see what the rest of the group is doing, and I'll go over to I'll come over to Miller and kind of pull him aside.
Okay.
That's good.
All right, Miller.
Do it.
You and Wilson. On a side note.
But,
All right.
listen.
What's the situation here?
So, listen here. We're sitting on a gold mine. If you haven't figured that out here, Miller. All this research that they have here. We get this back to Weyland-Yutani, we're all going to be sitting pretty for a long, long time. Now, I don't think it's a problem, but obviously, John, their guy, he was their second in command. Their captain died on the plan that they were on. He's not fit to lead. I think they're fine if we take over operations from here. We need them to help us, get through the ship, whatever, just help us navigate and contain these dang things. But you were right, assuming this fungus is, I'm sorry, what was the word I was trying to say? It's
Bad.
yeah, well, not bad. It's infectious, and that is what caused, that their guy Cooper to, transform as he did. These creatures, they don't know more than we about them, but we, we do need to take precaution.
Well, I'd never want to turn down a payday, but I would like to just set this fucking death trap of a ship to autopilot back to a Weyland system, and then we'll just escort it back from the Montero if your fellow company person is on board with that. I think we should try and enact that plan ASAP.
Sure. Well, let's speak with them.
All right, I'll relay that plan to her and say, I don't know if you're okay with leaving this thing on autopilot. You did say there is a synthetic running around here. They might be able to make sure it stays on course, but I think we should pull back to my ship, the Montero. We know how to defend it, and we know it's clean, and we'll just shadow the Cronus back into an orbit over some Weyland system.
Did you send it over comms?
No, we're just talking in the mess hall.
Oh, okay.
Do you need to? Are you done? Are you coming back up?
I mean, at this point, yeah, I would be making my way back to the group. Yeah, I'd say, hey, I'm feeling a little bit better. I've calmed down. I'm gonna make my way back to everyone. You guys, where is everybody?
You know that they're in the mess hall at this
Okay.
point.
Okay.
Yeah, so one way or another, we'll say that, yeah, you eventually rejoin the group as well and you see the bloody ruins of Cooper. You see Davis and the Marine, the African-American Marine. She's standing at the other door guarding with a shotgun, and the rest of them are inside the mess hall, obviously discussing a few things when you walk in.
I'll reach out my hand for the officer's sidearm. Like, did it treat you well?
Stop one of those monsters, and I'll hand it back over. It was very helpful. Thank you.
Thanks for getting the lights back on, but stay in touch next time.
Well, things got kind of messy down there, but fortunately we're back in order and looks like situation more or less normal, all things considered.
All right. Let's head to the command station and get this thing locked on autopilot. Sound good, everybody? I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah.
But do we have to? I mean, do we have to try and like? What are our protocols as far as like? Do we have to try and contain these specimens? Like, what do we have to do to secure this ship?
I think if we lock down this ship, cut the umbilical from the Montero, this whole ship will just be a quarantine pod, and the company can send whoever they want inside. You know, we're getting their property to them, and the specimens are on the ship, so we've done our job. I mean, they gotta pay us, right?
It's, yeah, if you bring the ship with all the specimens, whether or not you're on the ship, I guess, yeah, they can't really complain. And here you go, you figure it out.
Fair enough. What about, do we have enough room on our ship for the rest of the other crew?
We might have to rotate cryo, but I think we'll manage.
Right.
How long?
Okay.
How long was it gonna be? Like 30 years or something? No, we. How long were we in cryo? Does anybody remember at the start?
It's been probably just a couple of years, not very long.
And we have a couple of years to go before we make it to Sutton's run or whatever.
Yes.
30 months or something like that, right?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm fine rotating cryo for that. You know, half the distance for people biologically.
Sure.
We rotate out. People spend first half in cryo, wake up, hand off to people that enter cryo in the halfway point.
Something I do want to note when you're talking about putting the ship on autopilot. I don't know if this is discussed earlier or not, but in order to get the ship engines up and running, we're going to have to run cables from the reactor room to each of the different engines manually. Because right now the ship will not be able to fly.
Can we tow it?
Yeah, it was towing it an
No,
option?
your ship is not capable of towing something, especially something as large as another full ship.
What about the Daisy? Doesn't the Daisy have towing capability?
The Daisy is your little cargo hauler that can, it's like a space flatbed.
Yeah, we said the Daisy tow it.
The Daisy's
It's
like
even smaller, right?
like a 20th of the size of the ship.
It's like a
Smaller.
tractor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super
Like,
small.
Imagine trying to tow the.
nuclear fission engines. We just set them on half a G of acceleration. It'll eventually get there.
Imagine trying to tow like the Death Star with like the Millennium
An
Falcon.
X-wing.
It's just not gonna work. Yeah.
Well, the point he's trying to make, we have to try and get this ship operational so this can fly on its own. Either way we go about it.
Well, if we have to do that, I would really like to find this ship synthetic. Do we have any way of tracking it down from the bridge?
I could try to access the computer system, see if there's any logs or records or activity of the synthetic doing stuff on the ship. I mean, it's been, what, 70 years? I'm sure it's done something, right?
Well, Davis still has the key card, right?
Davis has the emergency override key card to get into Mother, which, you know, currently, if Johns is considered the captain, he would be the one that would normally have access. So, in theory, the emergency key card will let you get over that.
I say.
I'll hand it off to.
I say that myself, we should go. People should go to the bridge. Myself, Johns, and Davis, and the 2 company folks, I guess, will go to Mother, and right there, we'll hand off the captaincy of the ship to either myself, Wilson, or the company lady. Because I'm sure if Johns is there and we have the override, Mother will have no problem just handing off captaincy of the ship.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, say that one more time. You broke up a little bit on my end.
I was gonna say that myself, Wilson, the company lady, I'll take Davis, and Johns will go to Mother, and then we'll, use the code and hand over captaincy of the Kronos to myself or Wilson, and just bump Johns further down the ladder because I don't think Johns is gonna be much use.
And what about Flynn the medic and Reed? What do you have them do?
I was gonna Flynn and Reed go with Cam and ride to the bridge and figure out where Eva is, whatever.
Okay. All right. So if everyone will please move, whoever needs to go to wherever they need to go.
Yeah, where are we now, Will?
So bridge is on
A.
deck B, and Mother is on deck A.
So Mother over here, yeah.
Mother.
Okay. All right. So Cam, Rye, Reed, and Flynn are going to the bridge.
Yep, to try and find the synthetic, because I feel like having a synthetic would help us out right now.
Okay. And then the 3 of you plus Clayton, who's the company rep,
Yeah.
Johns, are going up to the Mother. All right.
So you said Flynn was the company rep?
Flynn is the medic. Clayton.
Oh, sorry, the match.
Or
Lori.
Her last name's Clayton. Her first name's Lori.
Oh, sorry. Got it.
Gotcha.
You want to call her Lori just so we don't get her confused with a guy. This game and its last name usage.
And sorry, and what was Reed's position?
She's the security officer on the ship.
Okay.
Okay, so you are able to access Mother between having company rep, the emergency override code, and the actual listed captain. So you are able to get in, and much like in the first film, it is a very clean, spotless, white-colored room with all the monitors on the walls and the nice big command chair in the middle.
That scene didn't really date well, did it?
If you watch the updated version, they actually put like regular-looking text rather than the old like blurry shit.
Yeah.
So the text looks great, but yeah, the room is still very. I mean, all of the Alien universe is still very old-looking in that regards,
Yeah.
with big-ass computers that are way
Some
larger
interesting
than they should.
theories about that. That
There's
when
what?
some interesting theories about that and how I'll just talk about it after the game about how Star Wars and Alien actually like kind of got it right with those big clunky physical components.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. So yes, you make it to Mother, and you can do the change.
We're just gonna
John's-
copy over the command from the Montero and have Clayton be like equal to Wilson. So like I'll run the operations, and then as far as company stuff is concerned, it'll be Clayton and Wilson.
Okay. Yeah, and Johns does not seem to have a problem with this. He seems almost glad to not be the one in charge anymore.
And I'll leave Reed as a security officer, and I'll make Davis the pilot and all that stuff. And
Okay.
Rye the mechanic.
Okay, yeah, so you grant your crew similar access to the Cronus as they have on the Montero, and you now are considered captain as well.
Look at me.
Meanwhile, back on the bridge, what is going on there? So they're going to try to look for the for Ava, correct?
Yes.
All right.
So-
I can still hear you.
Okay.
So basically, want to access the various stations on the bridge. Basically, look through ship logs, ship records. Basically, see what kind of access there's been, who's been accessing, if I can, particularly looking for Ava.
Okay. All right. So when you get up there, as before, you weren't able to access stuff because it didn't have power. Now you are able to. So there are a couple things that you notice. The command station seems undamaged and works pretty much perfectly. You do notice that the compartment that normally houses the mother emergency key is the little glass panel has been shattered and the key's not there. You realize that's the key that Davis found in the lab.
Okay.
If you want to access anything on the command station, you would have to make a CommTech roll. In the middle of the room, there is the holographic display table like you've seen in a lot of the other films, or really any good sci-fi film. That is completely burnt out by some sort of fire to just a molten pile of slag, and you know that there's no way, even with the best technicians, could you fix it. That's damaged beyond all repair. There's also a sensor station, which would allow you to obviously get your sensors and radars and things like that back up. That appears damaged, but it looks like it could be fixed. The life support monitors are undamaged, and when you look at them, you realize that the carbon dioxide content of the ship's recycled air is very high, and something is wrong with the air scrubbers on the ship.
Of course.
It's obviously not affecting you guys in suits, but it will start to affect the Cronus crew if something is not done about it. There are 2 pilot stations. Station 1 has an axe, a fire axe embedded into it. Station 2 looks undamaged, but it does not look on. Like the rest of the bridge has got the orange glow to it as all the systems are now on. This one does not appear to be on for some reason. You're guessing maybe it has been disconnected or needs to be fixed or monkeyed with a little bit. It doesn't look physically damaged, just doesn't look like it's powered on right now.
Okay.
And Station 1 is obviously been fucked up.
Okay, so I'm going to take the fire axe and just kind of keep that in my character as like a melee weapon to have available.
Okay.
I
believe there are stats. I believe there are stats you can look up later.
Okay.
For gear, which is on page 117.
That's also
Miller,
good.
you have the gun back, right? That
Yeah,
the
I got
pistol.
that.
Miller took the pistol back.
Okay, just making sure you got that. So my inventory's up to date here.
Cam would like his cutting torch back.
Oh yeah, for sure. I get that.
Okay.
I'll happily give that back to Cam.
All right.
Also,
But you still have the bolt gun, right?
yes.
Okay.
Got 2 shots left.
Cam's like, you don't fucking need that, you monster.
Well, I'll kind of like give Cam a look, be like, "Hey, thanks for keeping it cool."
Yeah, he definitely acknowledges that. And he seems glad that you're all right.
Well, now it's time to get to work. So I'm going to access the command station. I'll start with that.
Okay. So I will need a CommTech roll, please.
Okay. 2 successes. So I'm going to primarily be looking for, try to track down what happened to the synthetic. So like any logs or cameras, things of that nature, that would allow me to track down where she may or may not be.
Okay. How many successes did you have?
2.
2. Do you want to do anything else with the extra success?
What I can use the extra success to give me a bonus on a future roll, right? That's like a thing I could do.
You have to look in the skill section because it's different for each skill what you can use it
Okay.
for. One thing I know for sure is you could use it to get more information if there's something else you want to find or ask about.
Yeah, I'll get more information. Are there any sort of that's probably the sensor thing you're thinking of, but is there anything on the ship that would basically keep a record of things on the ship, like basically locations of individuals on the ship? Mostly I'm looking for something that might be able to track the location of the critters on the ship.
Possibly. So...
And if that's not an option, then I would basically want to get records of where the ship was trying to go.
Okay, well that you are able to get.
Okay.
So, a few things. you're able to piece together a little bit that Ava was definitely wandering around the ship after the crew went into stasis. There's no video recorders or anything like that, so you're not able to like retrace where she's been. But I mean, there doesn't seem to be any log or record like once the crew went into stasis or to cryo. There's no record of like an airlock being ejected or an escape pod being disconnected or anything like that. So you're fairly certain that there's no way she left the ship. So the only thing that all of you can kind of piece together is that if Mother can't find her, if she's not wandering around right now, then maybe she's either damaged or destroyed or shut down somewhere in the ship, and that's why you can't find her. So you're not sure where she might be, but
Okay.
That's all that you can find there.
Well, then information about where the ship was coming from and going to.
Yes. So the ship was sent to its destination of a planet. The planet is LV 1113, and it is in the 26 Draconis system. And let me show you on the map where that is. Again, I know it's hard to see on the map here, but all the way up here at the very top, right underneath the arrow that says Spinward,
Yeah.
you see it says 26 Draconis.
That's crazy far away from where we are now, isn't it?
Yeah, you guys are all the way on
We're
the...
bottom left, right?
You're in the middle left of the map. If you pretty much go directly left from the center of the map, the Sol system, and then a little south, you'll see Sutter's World is the furthest west and south of that middle line that breaks up the map into 4 quadrants.
26 Draconis.
Yeah, it's at the very, very top of the map.
Yeah.
From where you are to where, I mean, it's far out. I mean, it's beyond
Yeah,
the
they were
frontier,
way the hell
so
out.
It's beyond like regular any form of any colonized space whatsoever.
You know,
Do I know?
a planet named after fucking dragons.
Do we know anything about the Draconis system? Like what might be there?
All that you are able to gather is that there was a data transmission that was deciphered at some point that led to the expedition being sent there, and it's just a small planetary debris belt with a couple suns in that star system, and they were sent there to and they discovered the black liquid.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you're basically you're able to confirm. You guys. Let me go back here. Miller and Wilson, do you guys explain Wilson, do you explain everything that Lori explains to you as far as like what happened?
No, I think I pretty much said what I said in dialogue to him.
Okay.
I gave him the shorthand version.
Okay. So, upon accessing the command
Goobad.
station, Goobad, Rye, accessing the command station, you are able to discover that some members of the crew became infected with this or not with the black liquid, but with the pathogen spores that come out of the fungus, and that caused them to get infected and then give birth to the bloodbursters.
How many crew members are infected?
Well, seeing as this is a crew of 30 and there's only, now 4 of them here, it seems like most, if not all. It doesn't specifically say how many were infected versus how many might have been killed because of infections. All you can gather is that there was a mutiny, and the science module was left behind, was ejected and left behind, and most of the crew were either on that or on the planet when the ship bailed. So...
Can I find information as to where the science module was ejected at?
It was ejected when they were leaving the planet.
Oh, so it's still at the planet.
Probably.
Okay.
That's good quarantine protocol, folks.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
So that's why
I'll take notes.
that's why on the map the science vessel or the science
And the
module,
virus still got on it.
Yeah, that's why when you see on the map, the science module is just a big open black space on the map. So it's gone. It's not there anymore.
Is there any logged information that describes how the infection spread? Like, do we know if it's, airborne or water or however it spread? Are we able to determine anything like that?
You are able to. Well, the only thing that you're able to kind of put two and two together is that it probably has something to do with the black goo, and the fact that there were a bunch of those brought on board. And I mean, you've seen or at least heard the rest of your crew talk about the fungus spores in the Psi lab. So clearly, it was brought on board and somehow got loose. Whether intentionally or accidentally, you don't know. And clearly, some of those other creatures that you have encountered are somehow infected crew members.
Okay, so I will share all that information across our team's communication. So the location where the ship was going, the information about the plague, and the approximate number of crew members who used to be on the ship that are allegedly infected. And that...
Well, yeah, you guys already knew that this ship had a crew of 30. Mother told you that when you guys first discovered it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's only now 4 remaining.
Now, as to how many crew members were not abandoned, that's still unknown, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So everyone now has that kernel of information.
Just like counting people here, woke up 5.
Well, we can ask Lori or ask John how many people were on when you jumped ship.
Like, yeah, how many people got left behind?
Most of them, John says.
Well, you didn't do a head count?
I mean, there was a lot going on.
Well, yeah. Even so, didn't before you jumped into your pods, you didn't see who was alive?
Well, we were the ones that were alive. That's why we were in the pods.
Well, what I'm getting at is it safe to assume you guys are the only ones left, or do we need to look for others?
Probably not. I mean, that's why we went into cryo and locked ourselves in, because there were things like on the ship. I mean, it sounds like you killed some, right?
Well,
this motherfucker's useless. How did he fall his way into a second in command position?
well, I don't know.
All right, I guess.
Well, then that was enlightening.
I guess we'll regroup on the bridge, and I'm gonna ask Rye: is there any way to run these lines to the engine pods externally?
Yes, there is. Basically, that's where the connections for the engines to the relay on the dorsal or side of the ships. Yeah.
Oh, so
The
we don't have to
dorsal
be in the ship to do this? That's perfect. That's great news. That's that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, I mean it'll take some time. It's a big task, but it can be done. It'll just take some time to do.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ask you, Rye, if you want to just get ready to get things to the point where all we have to do is run those cables, and then we'll move as a group and make sure nobody is alone for too long. And,
Okay.
Sorry, I never noticed. Did we get the Cronus crew into those suits?
At this point, no.
Well, I would like them to get in suits at some point during all this movement. I mean, I know there's suit storage by where we are now, and there's back.
All right. Well, I'll need another air roll from everybody at this point. Cam is down to 1.
Ooh, damn, box.
I am good.
Upon seeing Cam, the air is getting low. I'm going to take my new air tank that I got and split it with Cam.
You can't split it. It's either hooked up or it's not.
Okay.
Can only be hooked up to one at a time. So okay, Miller, what's your air at?
Miller's at 2, but Cam has
Cam has a backup.
a backup, yeah.
Oh, right.
It's one of the backups.
I'm
Miller?
also at 1 for those that care about me.
Yeah,
Okay.
Davis is a 1-2.
I made it.
All right. Davis and Wilson.
All right.
are
Well,
at
I
one.
think those of us that. All right.
I wouldn't mind
Anybody
changing
below-
out if the
And
opportunity
there was
presents itself.
there was only 2 suits that you guys saw down in the vestibule, and you guys took both air supplies from them.
Yeah, I got one of those air supplies.
Yeah. Cam has the other one.
All right. I guess we gotta get these air scrubbers online first. Fuck.
Chris, do I
That-
need the air technically? No,
That's-
right?
You do not, no.
Okay.
But if someone is paying attention, they'll notice that you don't have an air tank hooked up to your suit.
Okay, then I will release 1 unit of air from my tank. Just kind of.
Okay. Yeah, they're not massive, but if someone was like casually observing you and you didn't have it on, they would probably notice.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's not like a scuba tank. It's a little bit smaller, but you know. Okay. So yeah, and as far as you guys know, there's only the 2 suits without air tanks down there, so there's not even enough suits really to go around for the rest of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And, we control airlocks and stuff from the bridge here on the Cronus.
Yeah, you can pretty much control everything from the command station, more or less.
All right. I'm gonna explain to those people not in suits, like, sorry about this, folks. Your ears might pop. We're gonna lose a little bit of pressure here, and I'm gonna pump like 15% of the total atmosphere of the ship out into space.
Wait, what? Why?
Gonna create a negative pressure vacuum so that when I open the umbilical on the Montero, clean air will flood into the ship and nothing will go back from the ship into the Montero. Standard ship-to-ship procedures, guys. I mean, how long have you been in space?
You'll have to be up at the. Are you all up at the bridge at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be a Comtech roll to pull off.
I have people for that. I'm not gonna do it. Just people do it.
People do it. Delegate.
Okay. Does
Um,
anyone want to
When
do that?
I-
with your supply?
Is
I
it
will
pilots?
state that there are air scrubbers built into the ship that just need some adjusting.
Oh yes,
to
we're
fix
gonna
the
do
air
that.
control.
But this is a stopgap measure to get us that far because some people are critically low on clean air.
Okay.
Sounds like it shouldn't take very long to clean the scrubbers. They probably just need to be cleaned at this point. I mean,
John's no offense, bud, but the less you talk, the smarter you sound.
it's like,
Uh,
all right, just thought I'd tell you about our ship and all, but that's fine.
I will push the buttons on the computer to make that thing happen.
Well, give me a Comtech test.
2
and-
successes.
Okay, hold on. It's this will be a hard test, so -2 dice.
Oh.
So you're gonna roll 5 dice?
Not so good. I'll say the system's not working. It's not going through.
No successes.
No successes.
Okay. High or low?
I think we're low on air, so.
Okay. So you see, Rye clicks a couple buttons, and some sensors go off that she's trying to do what you instructed her to do, and you guys hear a small explosion, and there is warning lights lighting up on the bridge, and it appears that something happened and there was a small explosion in the umbilical cord.
We didn't do anything to the umbilical cord.
Well,
What the fuck did you do, right? I told you to vent air out of this ship, not the.
I'm gonna take a look at you. I did exactly what you told me to do. This is what happened.
Right, you didn't do exactly what I fucking told you. You didn't do what I told you. What are you talking about?
I thought you knew what you were doing.
Right, you're
And
absolutely fucking useless.
Mother comes online. Breach detected in umbilical bridge. Sealing airlock. Recommend immediate repairs or disengage.
Well, we were like locked next to the Cronus, right? So like we disengaged. The Montero's not gonna float away, right?
I mean, it'll slowly float away. I mean,
How's it still gonna float away? We're next to each other. It's space. There are no things pushing at us.
well, there was an explosion.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to, well, I guess we should go to the umbilical and check the damage. That's gonna detach it without seeing if I'm gonna lose a ship over it.
I didn't say to. The mother did. Okay, so what are you doing? You're gonna go check the umbilical?
Yep.
Okay. So a couple things. At this point, you guys are no longer under the effects of dehydration. The Cronus crew obviously is, but you guys don't have to worry about that. So you guys are no longer under the effects of dehydration, so you can now regain stress and health if you take the appropriate actions to do so. So, is anybody using a signature item at this point to regain any stress?
Yeah, I will use mine, which is my key card.
Okay.
Davis is going to kind of find a discreet corner if she can. Perhaps even like step out in the corridor if she needs to. And
okay.
See what's in that med kit.
Just typical stuff. You know, there's some painkillers and bandages and disinfectant. You know, some stuff like that. I mean, nothing super fancy. It's just a small personal med kit.
She's gonna see about those painkillers, maybe, and see if she can get rid of the stress.
Okay. Yeah. You can definitely use those.
Yeah. I'll rub my my captain's patch, my Wayland Yutani captain's patch.
Okay.
Kind of, it's on my suit, and like things are getting a little bit grim now. Just everybody around me's fucking up, and I'm like, God, I just want one crew that does what they're just give me 5 Davises and a Wilson, and I'll be so fucking happy.
What is everybody's stress? What is everybody's stress currently at?
That knocks me down from 2 to 1.
I'm down to 2.
That would knock me down to a 1.
Okay, and Cam
0.
is down to 2 now. Okay. Do you want to spend any time kind of recuperating right now before you go do anything else? Because you can, if you do a turn, 5 to 10 minutes, you can reduce stress by 1. Or you just want to go right to it?
I mean, we don't all need to check the umbilical, but I'm gonna go check the umbilical, and I'll take Reed with me because Reed's a fucking Marine. But anybody else that wants to stay on the bridge can. I've got a radio.
I'll swap pulse rifle for a shotgun with Reed. She wants it.
She actually prefers the shotgun. As you guys are walking, she actually explains.
I might be help Miller because I have a good comm-tech role. If there's tech things that need to be done, I mean, I might be able to help.
Yeah, come on. I mean,
so I'll come with you.
More the merrier.
Yeah, she doesn't want to switch weapons. She actually explains that that's her preferred choice of gun, and she seems a little sad that she does not have her personal shotgun.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Reed, that shotgun has seen some shit.
I'm sure it has. And okay, so who is all going to check the umbilical? Well, let's just do this. Davis, what are you doing right now?
I'm gonna spend some time with some sweet medicine.
Okay. Are you gonna go somewhere a little more private? Because right now you're standing outside the bridge, so if they come out, they're all gonna see you.
Yeah. Let me see what's there. We've already checked out the vestibules, yeah? That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into the less offensive vestibule, which I think was the one on the right.
Okay.
That didn't have like a guy's brain splattered on the wall.
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go into the one on the right and just decompress a little bit. Do some deep breathing exercises.
Okay. So you can
I
definitely...
say, hey Cap, I'm gonna go check on the air tanks and those suits in the vestibule there and see what I can find.
I mean, at this point, you would probably have a code word for it. Be like, Cap, I'm gonna go check out those suits for moisture or something, and I'd be like, gotcha.
Okay, so you go do that. You can relieve a point of stress while you're there. You'll have time to decompress a little bit. so you can reduce another further point. Miller, what are you doing? You're going to the umbilical?
Sorry what I said about you earlier, Rye. You're all right.
Yeah, I'm going to the umbilical. I'm taking Reed with me.
Okay. Rye, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go to the sensor station and see if I can get that system back up and running.
Okay. Cam stays up on the bridge with you, and he'll help out with how he can. And Wilson?
I'm also going to the umbilical in hopes that can help.
Okay. So, Rye, let's start with you. You're gonna try to work the sensor station, you said?
That's correct.
Okay, that will require a ComTech roll.
A
And,
normal roll.
Yeah, ComTech. If you'd like, Cam can give you assistance with that,
Yes, I
or-
would like that.
or he can work on the pilot station.
I'll ask for Cam's assistance.
All right. Well, you get a bonus die to that with his help. So go ahead and give me a ComTech roll, please.
No successes, unfortunately. I will use that. That
Oh, I'm sorry.
reroll.
You can also do You can also do heavy machinery for this.
Oh. I'll do.
'Cause you're physically repairing things. You're not like.
Well, I've
operating.
already rolled Comtech, but I would prefer to do heavy machinery if I can.
Well, you can try heavy machinery then, because you can always do something again if you do it in a different way. So a different skill check's definitely a different way.
Force those dice to work, man. You can do it. Come on.
So I'm using the bolt gun, which gives me a bonus to heavy machinery when I'm using that to try to fix stuff.
Okay.
And I have 4 successes.
Whoa.
Okay. Well, you've got stunts if you want to use them. So I'll let you look that up, and you can let me know what you want to do with that. Meanwhile, the rest of you go out to the umbilical, and when you get to the junction airlock, right before the umbilical, you can see that something decompressed or caused some sort of explosion, and the umbilical is now not completely sealed on the airlock. And there's like a vacuum right now, and the umbilical appears to have been damaged a little bit.
All right. But the Montero's still there, like within umbilical range.
Yeah, it's still attached, but it's not completely sealed at this point. So it's like kind of like half on, like a screw that was screwed, but like at a diagonal angle instead of straight on.
Yeah. I don't remember the Montero's layout. Is there like a hand terminal somewhere near where the umbilical was attached?
Yeah, that's fine. We can say that. That's not a problem.
Because I'm still in my EVA suit, so I might just do an EVA walk over there and use the hand terminal to try and give Davis control of the Montero from where she is now. Oh, because I'm still assuming Davis is on the bridge.
The vestibule getting high.
Okay. Okay. Well, go. If that's what you want to do, I mean, you can still use the umbilical. I mean, you're in a suit, so you'll be safe. You just gotta wait for everything to decompress and
Yeah,
recompress.
like-
So
I'm gonna know that Reed has to stay here, and I'm gonna tell Reed, like, your number one concern right now is containment. So nothing apart from me and my crew gets onto my ship. Copy?
she nods. She's like, I got it.
Davis is feeling great. She's gonna get back on the bridge, and she's gonna plop down in that chair where she needs to be.
So you see Cam and Rye are attempting to fix the sensory array. And
So,
Rye,
you
you
know-
got any
you know
choices
what
on your
it is,
stunts there?
I'm still pulling it up.
But that, like, I'm just confirming, like, what Bishop does in the second movie isn't completely out there. Like, you can do that, right? You can pilot, you can hand over remote piloting to other people, right?
For the whole ship? I mean, he just did it for a drop ship, so I'll say it's possible, but it'd probably be difficult.
All right, then I'll ask Wilson to come with me.
Okay. Well, Wilson's there. Clayton, she stays on the bridge, along with Flynn.
Yeah.
And okay, yeah. So Wilson, Reed, and Miller, you guys are at the umbilical.
All right. Well, Post Reed here, and Wilson and I get in the airlock.
Okay. So you wait for everything to decompress.
Is there any way for me to refill my air anywhere in there before we
Once we
head
get on
out?
the Montero, you can refill it all.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, Montero still has clean fucking air.
Yes. Allegedly. Okay.
We get over there, and that shit is fucked up. I'm
You
gonna
know one of
lose
them's
my
like,
shit.
Did you see the first film? There's one of them already in the fucking vents waiting for us, man. God damn.
Okay, so you two get in the umbilical. It takes a little while to make sure everything is pressurized and nothing gets any more damaged. But yeah, you can see something went wrong, and it's not all the way attached anymore. And you think that it might be able to be fixed, but until it is, you need a suit to get to and from the two ships.
All right. Yep. Just gonna get into the Montero airlock and enter the ship.
Okay, so the two of you get into the airlock on the Montero. What do you do?
Go ahead and board the Montero, and like as soon as the whole spray thing is over and we're on our ship that has atmosphere, I'm gonna like click open my air intake to like refill my tank if I can.
Okay. Yeah,
and
so you
try and find a hand terminal.
Okay, so the two of you get decontaminated. Then you're able to get into the actual ship. Wilson, I assume you're going to do the same thing and refill your air?
Yeah, I definitely would like to refill my air.
Okay, so you guys do that, and you find a terminal nearby. And what do you do?
I think Wilson is the better comtech specialist than me. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask Wilson if you can let Davis patch in now from the bridge of the Kronos.
Yeah,
About
so
Cap?
I will. Can you see if I'll see if I can reach him over our short comms?
Yeah, and I'll confirm with Cam and Rye that that's what we're trying to do, so they can they can work on the signal from there.
Got it.
Hey
Okay.
guys, can you hear me? So is there a frequency? Again, I don't know how to role play through this. Is there
No,
a frequency you guys can patch me into? that
Frequency
I can,
117.62.
All right, guys, I'm gonna try that out. See if we can get a connection here. I'll make a comtext roll here.
Roger that, 11762.
Okay,
Alright.
so Wilson, before you do that,
Mm-hmm.
you click into this terminal, and you start trying to set this up. And as you do, like as soon as you go to like input a command, you and Miller hear the mother from the Montero speaks, and she says,
Shut up! I don't want to hear right now. We're really busy. If you could just keep it to yourself, mother.
displacement drive malfunction, cascade failure imminent,
Oh,
fission reaction overload in T-minus 10 minutes. Repeat, fission reaction overload in T-minus 10 minutes. Abandon ship.
Wait, is she talking about the Montero?
Yes.
The fuck happened? What'd you do?
where's that fucking synth? Where's the synth?
Oh God
wouldn't
damn
know.
it!
Across the umbilical.
That or another crew member we didn't know about.
Look, the Montero is a small ship. Do you have a map of the Montero, Chris?
Yeah, it's simple though, but I can show it to you.
Yeah, look at that thing. It's tiny. So we're
Where
like,
the fuck would the reactor drive be? That
well, where are we right now? I'm guessing we're like
on the bridge, right?
here. I'm thinking we're here.
Sure.
All right. You try and get the remote pilot set up, and I'll go see if I can turn off. So Mother said it's a meltdown, or did she say it was a self-destruct? What did she say?
It's a core's melting down. Or
Cascade failure imminent. Fission reactor overload in T-minus 9 minutes. No, 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think I can go there and back in 10 minutes. So I'm gonna go see if I can
Oh yeah, definitely.
turn off the fission reactor, or at least like vent it into fucking space. I don't know. So I'll go there. while, Wilson is working on the remote pilot thing.
Okay.
Okay.
This is all Rye's fucking fault.
How? How is it my fault?
Right! You
Explain-
punched a bunch of things into a computer and my fucking ship blew up.
Oh, the things you told me to punch in the computer per your
Right.
commands?
Fucking
Those
shit, right?
things?
It's been done thousands of times and ships don't fucking blow up when you open up airlocks.
Yeah, and I've done it before too, but clearly you didn't take into consideration the situation at hand, and you broke something because you made me do something stupid because you made me do it. So maybe you should think about what
Oh,
you're doing.
did I put a fucking gun to your head? Sorry, it's your job. You're
Oh, I'm
supposed
sorry,
to know if it'll work or not.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did what you told me to do, and now it's a problem? Okay, got it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was America.
Right? You're about right. You're so fucking useless that if we get off of this goddamn shit heap of a situation, I'm gonna put you in for a transfer under this fucking John's asshole.
Wow, I'm about to detach the goddamn ship with you stuck in there about to blow up, alright? Or do you want me to not want to do that?
Do it. Just fucking do it and see what happens. I fucking dare you.
Fission reactor overload in T-minus 9 minutes.
Well, am I at the bridge yet?
Yes, you're at the bridge. What are you doing?
I'm gonna tell it to stop. I'm gonna tell it to nope, don't do that. Just go back to the way things work. I'm
Okay.
the captain. You gotta listen to me.
So this warning continues to go off every 30 seconds. So you've heard it 3 times now as you're down to 9 minutes. And give me a comtech roll, please.
Yeah. You want one of those from me? Okay.
Actually, hold on. I'm sorry. My mistake. So
Oh, sorry.
you log in and you discover that yes, something has triggered a self-destruct of the ship. You're not sure what. You can't seem to find what it is, but something has triggered a self-destruct.
All right. I ask Mother. Mother, when was the self-destruct triggered?
She to the second she says, like, you know, a minute and 10 seconds ago, like when she gave the order, the announcement.
I ask her for the source of the self-destruct because it wasn't me or Wilson. Like I would have known if Wilson did it.
There's probably no way he could have done it unless he was on the ship, to be totally honest. Not that you know of. Give me a comtech roll, please.
No successes.
Oh,
Source unknown. T-minus 8 minutes and 30 seconds to self-destruct.
Son of a bitch.
sons of bitches.
And now you guys can hear the warning klaxons going off. The lights are flashing throughout the hallways of the ship. Wilson, what are you doing?
I didn't even roll. I was still trying to. Well, they can hear us. We patched in, but Will, you were trying to get into so we could get control back over the autopilot, so we wouldn't drift off the course. Is what you were getting at?
Yeah,
So
basically trying to hand
I'm-
over pilot control to Davis.
All right, so I'm seeing if I can access any of that from where I'm at.
Okay, give me a comtech roll, and this will be hard, so -2.
-2. I got it.
Oh, also, I'm sorry. Everybody gains 1 stress when they hear the self-destruct go off.
Everybody, or everybody?
Everybody.
Ugh.
You're all aware at this
I
point.
just got in a nice space, man.
Well, wait a minute.
you were
Wait
harsh
a
on
minute.
the
I have to
mellow.
roll 1 extra die.
I fail on my stress test.
Oh, so you panic.
I panic.
Okay, so gain a stress and roll me a panic test, please.
All right. So I'm at 3 stress now, and I rolled a 3, so 6.
Ooh, all right. So you are worried. You're not sure why this has happened, but it's no bueno. And you are unable to get what you need.
Well, that sucks, Chris.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to the command station and basically try to bridge the connection between the two neighboring ships. That way I can access the ship systems, the Montero systems from the Kronos.
Well, you can tell that's what Wilson is trying to do right now, and it is not working. And you all realize, well, you know that if you guys do not get far enough away from the Montero, the self-destruct will fuck up, if not completely destroy the Cronus. Also, your cargo of the gas is still on the Montero as well.
Fuck.
Kaboom! We should get
T
the hell out of
minus 8
here.
minutes.
I'm gonna radio to
should get
Wilson
the hell
and
outta here.
say, get across the umbilical now.
Aye, Captain.
Davis
Uh,
is gearing up the. Sorry.
And I'll
Detach it from the other side.
okay.
You might have to.
All right. What? Are you not coming?
Well, you know what they say about captains.
We need you. You have to come. Are you kidding?
Look, this thing's gonna go fucking critical and be a goddamn supernova in about 7.5, 8 minutes.
And we need your help. You need to get back on the ship and help us.
Even the cat's upset.
I like how we've got our own.
Look,
Jonesy.
you're upsetting the cat. All right.
It's a very own Jonesy.
Look, whatever you do, make sure you grab Jonesy and take Jonesy over there with you.
I grabbed Jonesy and I'm like, you with us. But I'm gonna start
in order.
making my way over.
Okay, you grab the company cat and you make your way. You give him a little cat spacesuit and make your way back. Make your way back over to the Cronus.
And I'm gonna keep playing with him, and I'm gonna try and use my. I think I have an ability. I have a manipulate ability.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Oh no, never mind. No, I think you know what. It's personal safety. It has it's combat. It's something else.
Okay. That's amazing. I love it. So, Miller, what are you trying to do?
So I'm just gonna ask Mother. I'm out of my depth here with the comm tech role, so I'm just gonna trust Mother and say, Mother, is there any way I can jettison the fission cores, like get them off the ship?
Request denied.
Mother, you fucking whore. Mother, has the umbilical been detached?
I'm sorry. Repeat.
I'm gonna ask Mother if the umbilical has been detached.
Negative.
All right. So if I tell Mother, like, hey, as soon as the umbilical is detached, will you please autopilot the Montero directly away from the Cronus's current heading? Will she do that? Like, is she smart enough to figure that out?
Request approved.
Oh, you fucking whore. How far is it to get to the Daisy?
Have her jettison the cargo.
So, you can try to load up the Daisy. It'll be close. And I'll just put it to you this way: the Daisy can hold 10 of the tanks. I think there's 72, so you can get a small chunk of your cargo, which will still be worth something, which is better than nothing. However, if you are not in the Cronus's cargo hold by the time the Montero detonates, even being in the little ship of the Daisy is going to be dangerous, just because of them. It doesn't matter how far you guys get away from the Montero. That the cargo holder, the Daisy, is just too small to deal with the explosion that's about to occur. So if you are not in the cargo hold with the Daisy, you're not gonna instantly die, but there's a chance that things could go very, very, very bad.
From
not
my
saying, I'm
conversation
just
with
saying.
Clayton and Wilson,
Mhm.
does it sound like the payoff for the Kronos making it to where it has to go is like so much fucking better than us getting helium-3 to where it has to go?
Based on everything you know about Weyland-Yutani, the science data and specimens would definitely be worth more, but even 10 tanks of the helium can fetch you a good price.
All right, I'm going to.
Also, isn't
gonna
there a
make
power
my way to-
loader on the ship?
There's a power loader down there to that he would have to use, because remember, the tanks are like half the size of a oil truck tanker, you know, so you need a power loader in order to load them up onto the Daisy.
I'm gonna tell Mother, execute my drift order as soon as I give it, and go fuck yourself. And I'm gonna run to where Daisy is.
Okay. Wilson, you are going back to the Cronus?
Yep.
All right, you're back on the side of the Cronus. You and Jonesy get decontaminated, and Reed is there waiting. What do you do?
I check with him, like, you guys heard him, right? We have to move this away from the other vessel, right?
Yeah, that would be the most wise thing to do.
I don't know what the hell he's doing, but you heard him over
Miller, are you keeping them informed that you're going to have Montero drift away?
Yeah, I'm like, Montero's good. Drift. Gotta get that. Daisy. Gotta. Loader. 6 minutes.
All right. Davis, what are you doing?
I'm prepping the Kronos to like I'm getting all the systems geared up. You know, like check engines, check whatever, check air, check ventilation, check this.
Okay.
Obviously, I realized that the engines are not on.
No. So you have a couple issues here. The Cronus's engines have not been reattached to the relay for the reactor, so you don't have any like power to quote unquote steer the ship. Also, the pilot stations are both inoperable right now. The one is damaged because it had the axe in it, which Rye took. The other one currently does not seem to have power to it. And right now, the Cam and Rye chose to work on the sensory array, and so that's what they're currently trying to get to work.
All right. Well, I'm trying to get that thing back online.
Okay. So
I have to pour another drink for this. Good thing I got my medicine.
So you click a couple buttons, and you are very aware that while you don't know everything about this inside and out, that this thing just doesn't have power right now. It should be on, but it's not. So you have one of two choices. You start like opening up some of the panels and just checking to see like what's going on, and you can tell that it's either going to require you to make a heavy machinery roll to try to manually reconnect some stuff and try to get it rebooted, or you check some of the things that's the other station, and you realize you might be able to jury rig and cannibalize some of the parts from there, which you could do with a ComTech roll.
6 of one, half dozen the other.
Either way, without a pilot station operational, you would have no way to control the ship in any way.
Yeah. It's a 3d6 either way, so I'm gonna go with the jury rig.
Okay, ComTech roll, please.
Plus 2, 6.
And this is at plus 2 dice.
Oh, nice. Here we go. I really failed. I failed everywhere.
Did you panic?
Yeah, I panicked.
Oh, the stress gets to Davis.
I think I'm just too high. I'm like, fuck, I don't even understand what's
All right, so give me a panic roll, please. Your
Wait,
stress
wait.
goes up by 1.
What's a
D6 plus your current stress.
Yeah.
And then what page is your special thing on? Your addiction thing.
I
think it's on your character
page.
profile.
No, that's one thing. It's in my bio. I don't have my bio in front of me. Hold on. Let me do this. 1d6 plus 2 is 5.
This doesn't say on here. Okay.
I'm gonna panic. It was in the 100s. Jonesy, not now.
Back to mute.
Oh, it's okay. I love the cat.
I love Jonesy.
Yeah, my cat gets in on it sometimes too. He was down here earlier, but he was.
I can stay unmuted if you want to hear the cat.
No,
Mute
Jonesy.
yourself right now.
Yeah, it's that total immersion we're always shooting for.
That's right.
Xenomorphs.
Okay, so what did you roll in your panic?
5.
5. Okay, so you're fine. Your stress goes up by 1 though,
Yeah.
and so Rye and Cam, you guys see Davis trying to do something with the pilot station, and she's just like stumbling over herself and clearly does not seem all there. So Wilson, well, I'm sorry, Rye, what are you guys are basically trying to fix the sensory array. It's gonna take at least a couple minutes to get it going while you're doing this.
Well, going back to my heavy machinery roll, I had the 4 stunts on it.
Yes.
So I want to use one stunt to make it be done faster. I'm going
Okay.
to use another stunt to make it so next time I have to repair a console, I get an automatic success.
Okay.
And then I'll do another stunt to make sure that next time I have to do heavy machinery roll, I get an extra bonus dice.
Okay, I believe the auto success is only if you do it for this exact. It's like when you do the exact same thing, so it'd have to be this exact console.
Then I'll just give myself +2 dice my next check.
However, you realize this is gonna take a while, and speed might be your best option right now. Here's
I'm
the
already
thing.
doing speed. Can I do speed multiple times?
Well, here's the thing. This would normally take a shift worth of work.
Oh, okay.
If you dump it all into speed, that's 3 stunts. I will say that you can get it done in a turn, which is 5 to 10 minutes. So you might have it done by the time, or even before the detonation goes off.
Well, I think getting the pilot seat working is more important than getting the sensors working right now. Even
well,
with the pilot seat working, the engines aren't connected anyway.
Well, you guys have already started this at this point. If you stop,
Okay.
then you'll lose your progress. So
Okay, well, I guess I'm committed then. So yeah, I'll dump everything into speed.
okay, all right. So the two of you are furiously working to at least get the sensors back online, and not waste anything effort you've done. Davis, you're stumbling over yourself. You're really no good here. And Wilson, I'm sorry, what were you gonna do? Well, there's my.
I didn't have an action. I just came to tell them
Well,
what
what are you doing?
So, I'm gonna is there a way I can help Brian's character?
Yeah, you can run up there and make
can
a Comtech roll.
All right, I will do so.
All right, go ahead.
Cool. All right. So this is a lot of dice. All right, here we go.
And it's +2 as well.
Very good. Oh. All right. All right. Fuck. I fail and I panic.
Oh no!
It's not just me. It's the fucking console.
You gain another stress and roll panic, please.
All right. Oh boy, 8.
Tremble. You start to tremble uncontrollably. All skill rolls using agility suffer -2 until your panic stops. Okay. That probably won't matter too much, but yeah, you So Wilson gets up to the bridge and tries to help you, Davis, and he.
I'll help
totally
you. I
blunders.
spill your drink all over.
Yeah, he seems just as nervous with what's going on. So we'll go back to Miller. So Miller, You are, let me just make sure I understand. You are running down to the cargo bay. You're going to load up the Daisy as much as you can and then try to get the Daisy on the Cronus, correct?
I'm just gonna put the power loader on the Daisy,
Mm-hmm.
and peace out. Like this
You're not
helium.
going to take any tanks?
No, this helium-3 is seems like a very small sum compared to the payoff from those samples.
It is more money, though. So, it's up to you.
10 tanks of helium-3. Man, if only I could get 10 tanks onto the Daisy without anybody knowing I did it. How much time does Mother say I have left?
By the time you get down there, you have 7 minutes.
Power loader could probably fit 1 barrel every 30 seconds, I'm guessing.
Yes, you can do that you can attempt. Yeah, you can do one every 30 seconds.
So that'd be 5 minutes. Let's take 5 barrels. Let's go 2.5 minutes.
Okay, so each of these requires a strength or heavy machinery roll if you're using the power loader.
Alright, then I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna put the power loader on Daisy and get the fuck out of here. I
And
know
with
my limitations.
the power loader, I believe the power loader gives you a bonus. Hold on, let me check. The power loader will give you a +3 bonus to this.
Alright, then I'm back on board. I'm doing
It's
it.
actually the max. That's the max you can get in this game is +3. So take
Meat's
it or leave
back on the menu, boys.
it. Okay, so I will need 5 heavy machinery rolls.
Oh,
One at a time, please.
One at a time. Slowly.
First one is good.
Okay,
Second one does not go.
roll me 1 stress dice.
Oh, dang it. Good.
Okay. Okay, so you're at a minute. You can attempt. Basically, you drop that tank, but you can obviously still attempt
Don't
another
do
one.
it on the third one again. That's also
Okay, roll another stress dice.
Yeah, I'm done with this. I'm leaving the power loader on Daisy. I'm getting the fuck out. I don't panic though, but I realize, yeah, this is my fucking job. I wish I had a good fucking crew though.
What did you roll on each of those stress dice for the drop tanks?
So the third tank, which was a 4, the second tank was a 2, the first tank was successful.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's too bad the captain left the 2 actual working crew members on the wrong ship.
Damn, son. Okay.
I only have 1 working crew member, and they're actually doing their fucking job right now, and that's not you.
You mean the ones who are currently panicking? Those ones?
No, I don't mean those ones.
So you did 3 tanks. That's a minute and a half off. So you are down to 5.5 minutes.
I'm gonna load up onto Daisy, get Daisy running, and I'm gonna ask Mother one last question. I'll say, Mother, since we left the Montero, has anything but myself or Wilson interfaced with the ship?
With what?
You cut out.
I'm saying, Mother, since we left the Montero, has anything but myself and Wilson interfaced with the ship in any way?
Negative.
Yeah, so it is you fucking whore. Alright.
T-minus 5 minutes.
Listen, I pardoned you the first time, you bitch.
Sabotage. Listen,
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna say, Mother, please level with me. Why is this happening?
Access denied.
Holy shit, I hate the company.
Wow.
Alright, getting on Daisy and heading over to the Kronos.
Okay.
Well, at least we know it wasn't the end.
Yeah, but this
Alright.
means it was
It just means we still got
it
an
was
android
Mother,
aboard.
or it was somebody from the company remotely blowing up our ship near the side of the fucking universe.
I will need you to make a piloting roll, please.
Piloting. I can do that.
No, this is for Miller.
Oh,
Ooh,
no.
I'm not
He's-
bad. I'm not bad.
He's flying the Daisy to get to you guys.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Boom, 1 success.
From the command station, I will use the terminal to open up the cargo dock.
Okay.
I assume I can do that quickly enough.
Yeah,
Let's go and
absolutely.
push the button.
So I got one success. Does that get me back onto the Kronos?
Yes. So you successfully get back onto the Kronos. When you get back there,
Well, just
there
so
is-
as the Daisy's leaving Montero, I'll say, Mother, execute distance protocol and full burn or whatever.
acknowledged, and Mother begins to move Montero away. Do you issue any other orders to her?
Yeah, I'll say Mother.
Fuck
Back
you.
up. No, I'll say Mother, back up and copy all records and transmit to the Kronos. Just so that there's a record of everything we did
Acknowledged.
here in the Kronos. And that's
Okay. So, as you fly back to the Cronus, you see the cargo bay opens, and you are able to get the Daisy in. However, the Daisy is not meant for this particular cargo hold, so you have to kind of bring it in at like a tilted angle, and part of the Daisy hits some of the roof or the wall. However, you made your successful pilot test, so you don't have to worry about anything. You only got one tank, so not a terrible cargo to be holding around. So you've gotten one tank on board. By the time you are back, there is less than 3 minutes to go. Mother begins to move the Montero, since the Cronus currently has really no way to control itself. And Wilson, you went back up to the bridge, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if you were still down there or not.
Mm,
So
yeah, I went up to help.
as this
Oh,
happens,
totally fucked up.
as this happens, the Cronus,
no.
the Montero begins to move away from the Cronus, and the umbilical cord is still attached when this happens. And you guys
I told him
hear...
to detach when he was across.
You told who? Mother?
Wilson.
I did not hear that happen.
Did I not tell
He
you to do
did.
that, Wilson?
He did tell me to do that.
Did you-
I didn't say it narratively. He did say.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
you didn't do it then. So the Montero moves away from the Cronus with the umbilical still attached, and you
Can I
guys...
do that from the command station?
Too late. You're busy doing other shit. You hear the strain, and then you feel the rock of the ship as there is a decompressive explosion as the umbilical cord is just ripped free, and all sorts of warnings and emergency lights go off in the bridge showing this explosive decompression, and you see areas of the ship light up on your little grid map showing things that are shut down. And you see that the junction A1, and then well, let's see what happens here.
Can you take us back to the map?
Wouldn't
of
she
the
Oh,
have
I'm sorry,
warned
Kronos?
me?
It's done. Sorry, bro.
Well, that wasn't the fuck up I was talking about, so I'm glad you didn't do that.
You mean there's another one waiting?
Yeah, there's another big one.
All right. So the explosion decompresses several parts of the ship, and the junction airlock right next to Mother on A deck is fucked up beyond repair. And let's see what else. Okay, so the junction at A1, along with the stairwell and the hallways surrounding those, all suffer some catastrophic damage as this thing separates. And, some of the emergency venting is obviously put into place, but it's just not fast enough to protect some parts of the ship. And there is a massive explosion from that, and the bridge lights up as you guys see the damage wrought throughout basically the spine of the ship, kind of towards the top. And everyone's going to get 1 stress as the ship is just rocked. And you see the Montero slowly drift out into space, away from you guys.
Oh, it's like space. Only done.
Eventually, the countdown reaches 0, and the Montero detonates with a blinding flash of light that fills up the bridge and anyone near a window or a viewport or anything like that. I need Miller. I need you to give me a... what's your piloting skill total with all your dice?
5.
5? Okay. With only a few minutes to separate, obviously you guys aren't able to get completely away from the explosion, and the ship is rocked, much like in the first film as Ripley's trying to bail from the Nostromo. And you see even more sensors and warning lights go off as other parts of the ship take a pretty bad beating, and everything's rocking, everything's shaking. You're all like in total panic that this whole thing's going to fall apart, and as soon as it starts, it feels like it stops, and eventually all that you're left with is the dim glow of emergency lights flashing, showing destroyed sections of the ship or damaged sections of the ship, and the Montero is no more.
Do we hear violins?
Oh yeah.
Please tell me you saved some of the cargo. If you did anything right, please tell me you at least saved some of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you just suddenly become a fucking manifest officer? I don't fucking think so. Is this ship operational yet?
You cut out there.
I'm saying, did you just suddenly become a fucking manifest officer? If not, is this ship operational?
It's not.
A lot
We
more
need
than
to
one
work
just
on
to blow
getting-
up, that's for sure.
We should assess all the damage that's been done to it. And we should get the engines working. Let's get the crew that's here to help us, and let's just get it working. Faster we get it working, faster we can get that.
Yeah. So now that I'm in the vehicle bay, are there any other vehicles here?
There are 2 ATVs that are haphazardly knocked to the ground, and it looks like they were not strapped down probably when the Cronus first abandoned the planet it was on. So they're not, in their little parking spaces, chained down where they should be. But they, other than scuffed up, they don't look terribly damaged.
Oh, nice. Are the corridors of the ship wide enough for an ATV?
Probably not. In some
That's a
parts,
shame.
maybe, but
Would have been nice just to ride everywhere on the ship. But any
Beep,
good gear on the
beep.
ATVs, or are they just bare ATVs?
I'm sorry. Is there any what on them?
Any usable gear on them, or are they just bare ATVs?
Not on the ATVs themselves, but there are there's storage office, or there's a mechanics bay and an equipment shed down in the vehicle bay, which you certainly could check to see if there's anything in there. But on the ATVs themselves, no.
I'm
Alright,
gonna
I'll
be
ask.
screaming for Miller because we don't know he's alive necessarily, right?
No, he messaged you when he got
Oh, okay.
on the
I didn't know.
back on the ship.
Okay, I didn't know if that was.
Of course I don't. You had one fucking job as soon as you got back on the ship, Wilson. Detach the umbilical behind
Right.
you.
I didn't know if that was out of game or in game. Well, I didn't know how the hell you were gonna get back.
Orders are orders. But
Well,
I'll ask.
I'm
Reed
not
to
one
come
of your Marines. And I live.
Nobody's a fucking Marine, but we all have jobs to do. Speaking of Marines,
Yeah.
Reed, come down to the vehicle bay.
There's no response from Reed.
There's no response from Reed. God damn it!
Probably because Reed just blew up our ship.
How did Reed blow up our ship?
I don't know.
Going to ask Davis and Wilson to come meet me on the vehicle bay, I guess.
You got it, Chief.
You all, well, Miller, you think about it for a second, and you realize that Reed was at the airlock, guarding it like you asked her to.
Yeah, she's probably fucking dead.
Right next to where the umbilical cord was attached.
Was that the big oops you're talking about?
No, my big oops was a tactical thing that I had told myself in the back of my head that I was going to say, and I didn't actually say it to Mother right before we detached. But it would have made me learn a little bit of information about the session, but I forgot to say it.
Go ahead and ask. I'll let you know if you
All right.
something feasible.
I asked Mother to plot her course for the radar anomaly before I detach, and she heads out.
The radar anomaly that you guys picked up when you first woke up?
Yeah, I asked her to head towards that direction before the Montero blows up.
Okay.
Does she do it?
She says yes.
And she heads off in that direction towards that other anomaly?
To the last known location that it pinged, yeah.
Ah, interesting. Not to the vector of it, just to the last known location?
Correct.
Yeah, right. I've learned what I needed to learn.
Affirmative.
This fucking bitch.
Okay, so Reed is dead in the explosive decompression, standing right next to an exploding airlock. Johns is a bit of a wreck at this point. Clayton seems worried. Flynn seems nervous as well. And the Montero is no more. And all that remains of her once glorious cargo is one single tank. So, Miller, you asked someone to come down to the cargo bay?
Yeah, Wilson and Davis.
Okay.
Alright, we'll start
Pulse rifle on the head.
heading down. Are there any fire extinguishers up where we're at that we can take with us to...
Absolutely.
We should, so we'll start, I'll grab one and assess as we go through, and, you know, I'm assuming there's still all sorts of physical and metaphorical fires to put out, so...
Yes, there are.
I'll tell if there's, you know, the other people that are on the bridge, I'll say, you know, like, guys, let's get to work, let's see what we can assess and, you know, put out what fires we can, and like to get a damage report of some kind put together.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask Rye and Cam to just keep trying to get shit working on the bridge.
Cam acknowledges. Alright.
Do what I can.
So Cam and Rye, you guys eventually get the sensory array up and running, and you are able to use it now.
Well, I'm going to use it to send out an SOS message. Hopefully a better one.
Okay. Also, when you get it started, you get a blip of a nearby ship.
What?
Oh. Okay. Look into that further. What is this ship?
Give me a contact roll at +2.
Okay.
Also, sorry, I was gonna ask Rye to keep an eye on Clayton, Flynn, and Johns, like, medically. Let me know if they grab their heads, turn pale, start sweating, or any of that kind of shit. But like on our suit box, so like they don't hear it.
Everyone's still in their suits, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'll need, since last time we did this, I'll need 3 more air rolls.
Wait, 3 each?
Yes, because a lot of time has passed since I made you guys roll last. Remember, you're supposed to be rolling for air every 5 to 10 minutes.
Got it.
Probably used a lot of air in the last 5 to 10 minutes.
That's true.
Fucking rocking these rolls.
I go.
Davis is out of here. I gotta switch over to my reserve tank.
Do we start with back to full air?
You and I should be at 5, Wilson.
Okay.
Cam goes through his and has to put in his emergency reserve, and he goes through 3 of the 6.
I go through also 3 of my.
All right, Davis, you're out, and you put in the.
Yeah, and this got 6 in it.
Okay, and you didn't lose any from that.
Oh, I gotta check that one too? I died. I lost on my last roll.
Oh, then you're fine. You're fine then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll roll for the cat, I suppose.
Jonesy.
Well, he uses up less air, so he only has to
he's
roll
okay.
every hour. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
He'll be alive long after you guys suffocate.
That's great.
Okay, what was your Comtech roll?
I had 1 success.
Okay, you try to lock in on the signal, and there's no signal there.
Can I get any sort of a reading as to what kind of ship it is, how large it is?
Looks like it was a glitch, probably from the aftershock from the massive nuclear explosion that just went off.
You know, that's not the first time I've heard that this adventure.
I tried to get to the bottom of it, but mother's a bitch.
How far away was this supposed glitch?
It's impossible to tell. I mean, you just like saw the monitor flash while you were working on stuff, and then you went over there, and there's nothing there.
I will zoom in enhance and try to find it again.
Yeah, you don't find anything.
Okay. I will let it know that that same glitch we found in the Montero sensors is also happening on the Chronosis sensors. Yeah, there's clearly something going on.
Okay, so at this point, the crew of the Cronus are having a really hard time breathing because of the carbon monoxide that's in the air.
Let them know any one of
we
them
need to
go back into cryo.
Well, weren't we trying to fix the air on the ship?
Well, that was talked about, but you guys had other shit to worry
We've never.
about.
It's on the to-do list?
Well, and now it seems like it needs to be on the immediate to-do list then. So why don't we work on that?
Well, we had some other priorities in case you weren't aware the last few minutes.
Well, breathing is always high on my priority list. So maybe we should.
So Davis
Bump it up.
and Wilson, you guys get down to the what do you call it? The cargo hold.
Yeah.
To talk to Miller, and at this point, back up on the bridge, Johns suggests that you guys work on the air scrubbers.
Oh, you think? Really?
Just
thanks,
whisper.
Thanks for the advice, John. We
Just gonna
appreciate
whisper
it.
to Johns. You feeling lightheaded, Johns? Just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. No, but I will tell them it's on the list. If you feel in danger, anybody is welcome to re-enter cryo. We will wake you up when the atmosphere is stable. And as far as I'm concerned, that's that. The Montero crew is back in charge, and
Flynn says
we
going
have
back
ship-
into cryo so soon is not recommended.
Neither is suffocating.
Okay.
But I'll head back up to the bridge with Davis and Wilson. Really, I just didn't want to walk back up there alone. That's why I asked somebody to come down here.
I was gonna say, I'm like, all right, Captain, we're down here.
I mean, we'll look around for anything useful down here, but really, I just didn't want to walk through the ship alone.
We can always come back. Let's get the air running. I think is more important right now.
We'll get
Alright.
up there. We'll Rye and Cam, and then Rye and Cam can head and figure out the scrubbers.
Yep.
Figure out the what? The scrubbers?
Yeah, figure out the scrubbers.
Are you sure the
Okay.
ship's not gonna blow up if I try to fix it this time?
I mean, that's up to you. Yeah, so far you're on a pretty poor record, and your review is coming up, and it's not looking good. So do yourself a favor and be better.
Well, I can't wait to see how your review is gonna go when you had all of our cargo destroyed along with the ship that we were renting for the company.
Oh well,
So
Wilson.
who
Wilson
should be
here,
worried about the
Wilson
review?
here is
Me or
going to
you?
sign off on it. Wilson, how do you think I'm doing, huh?
All right, calm down, everybody. All right. Look, all I know is we just need to put out all these fires here. And listen, all that tritium we lost, that's going to be pennies compared to the stuff we make when we get this vessel back to Sutter's, all right? You know them eggheads going to pay a lot of money for being goo here, all right? So let's keep our eyes on the prize, people, all right?
Did you
Come
just say eggheads? Considering what we're fighting, that is so insensitive.
Come on now, guys. I'm trying to level with you. Let's just keep our heads in the game here, all right? Let's get the air back online so none of us pass out.
Alright. So, Miller, Wilson, and Davis, you're heading back up to the bridge. And then when you get there, you're sending Cam and Rye to go fix the air scrubbers, right?
Cam, Rye, and Johns and Flynn.
Okay.
And we'll pass by Reed on the way just to look. I'm sure it's just a corpse of the shotgun, right?
Oh, she got fucking sucked out into space, dude. She's gone. There's no body.
But there is a shotgun.
No, shotgun.
Damn it!
she hung
But
it up in
the
the rack
shot-
before.
I was just wondering if it was like that Genesis scene where the little hole sucks her out, and you know the Arctic stay behind.
But the shotgun got shot back into the ship.
Yep, you know it didn't hurt to inquire. But all right, we'll head back to the bridge.
Okay. Back up on the bridge, your damage report is as follows. Junction on deck A and the stairwell on deck A are completely inaccessible and destroyed. I mean, Junction A1 is exposed to outside space at this point. So,
Oh boy.
the doors have had to be obviously locked, and because of the way the damage happened, that entire upside down U-shaped hallway between Junction A1 and Mother is compromised.
Gone.
So the only way to get to Mother would be to put on a suit and actually quote-unquote spacewalk, because it's so damaged. Similarly, the middle hallway between the stairwell and the junction is fucked, as are the hallways on the right and left of the stairwell, and the stairwell itself.
That's all spacewalkable or just...
It's spacewalkable. So the doors at the end of those halls that are going north and south, that lead to that long hallway right above the cryo chambers, those doors are closed, and if you were to open those two doors, you would be venting into space.
Got it.
And also, like any of the maintenance tunnels, basically on the top part of the map, have been locked as well by each of those little junctions to prevent venting as well.
Well,
Which
maybe,
unfortunately means the only way to access the air scrubbers is through the vent shafts that require you to spacewalk out there.
maybe, just maybe, some of those creatures were in that part of the ship too when all that went down.
Actually, wait, you might still be able to access the air scrubbers. Air scrubbers go all the way through.
Like, where are they? Is it just, are they on the bottom level of the ship?
I'm checking because it goes through 3 decks, so let me see where the access is to it.
Yeah.
You have to go through the ventilation shafts to access them. And then, yeah, so you will have to, if it's possible to access through any vent shafts on other decks, you can, but I don't... Yeah, you can get to it from B deck and from C deck.
From the vent shafts. So we...
Those little dotted lines.
The little dotted lines. So, like, where the little... Like, where, where I'm standing right now, if I went, and it's the place that says Air Scrubbers Shafts.
These are the scrubbers right here.
All right.
Yeah.
So I would have to go, let's say I went over here into the shaft, and then there's a way up, but we also know that there's no air once we get out from here, from out of the shaft. It's a vacuum going up.
Correct. Because the top deck, where the air scrubbers is located, is compromised. The entirety of the air scrubbers is compromised.
Got it.
So these assholes are just gonna suffocate.
Well, we all will. We're gonna run out of air in our suits eventually.
Well, you have to go in there and see if there's anything that can be done to fix them. I mean, that's the next big thing. So that is your damage report, as you realize that not only have you lost a small chunk of the ship, and you've lost direct access to Mother, but you have also lost direct access to the air scrubbers as well, which is obviously not good because of the carbon monoxide. Reed is dead in the decompression. The Montero is destroyed, and your cargo is one measly tank of helium gas. With that said, I think we're at a good stopping point, as the wreckage and carnage that has ensued has taken its toll on the crew and everybody's mental well-being. So, if we're all good, I think we'll call it at this.
I know what you're talking about mental well-being. I feel fine. I'm fine. Are you fine? I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I'm fine.
Davis is feeling.
I am more stressed than I've ever been stressed in this game before.
What is everybody's stress before we sign off here?
I'm at a 5.
Ooh.
Davis
Miller-
is stress 4, but she doesn't
Miller
really
is at
feel
a-
it so much.
Miller's
Okay,
at 3.
Miller? And Cam is at... He's at 5 as well right now. I'm sorry, he's at 4. It's bad times. So bad times all around, as the situation looks dire and the Montero has been mysteriously set to self-destruct. So we will call it here. Thank you all once again for tuning in, and we will see you next time on Dragon's Greed Gaming. Thanks so much.